All right, guys, welcome back to the Unfiltered Podcast. Damn, we have a great panel today. It's going to be an amazing show. Let's get it.
Oh no.
I would have touched you with a fucking stick.
Yo, baby! How y'all doing on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday night? Tonight we have 6 beautiful and lovely ladies tuning in with us. Before we get into the show, though, guys, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified every time we go live, guys. Guys, make sure you join us in the locals. In the locals, you see all the behind-the-scenes footage from the podcast, the yacht parties, the strip clubs. You see clips like cups being thrown, punches being thrown. That's all in the local. So make sure you tap in and become a member. Also, guys, become a member on YouTube. To do that, you need to go to our channel on desktop, click join. There's 6 tiers. Top tier give you the best perks possible. That means top percentage off of merch. Instagram chat for members only. You also get our personal number to do business, guys.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Unfiltered Podcast, man. The realest podcast. We are the only podcast that allows the chat to go ahead and ask us questions throughout the whole entire show, dictate topics, basically run the show, man. I've watched so many fucking podcasts, and I remember when we first started, that was the main thing I said. I want to make sure that no matter what we do, no matter how big we get, we always communicate with the chat. We appreciate you guys coming here with us every single day. It's football Sunday. I know you guys could be doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So
they're actually watching the game and watching at the same time.
So we appreciate you guys so much, man. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, man. Like the video as well. It helps us out with the algorithm. Turn notifications on. I want to give a special shout out to my boy Dom as well for working on the Clips channel. If you guys don't want to watch the full 1 hour, 2 hours that we spend here, the Clips channel has like the best parts of the show, basically, like the 5 to 10 minutes of it. Make sure you guys donate, man. We're not doing Streamlabs anymore, guys. We understood that we were having a little bit of issues with that, so we're back to doing YouTube. YouTube takes 30% of everything that we make, so back to being pimped out, I guess.
God damn.
Guys, remember to keep the super chats friendly. Okay, we do reserve the right not to read your super chats if you guys are being disrespectful to the ladies. Super chats are going to be $9.99 for the threshold to start out with, up to $19.99, $49.99 for requests, and we got call-ins at $99.99. Okay, guys. Become a member if you haven't already. Shout out to Dina. After a year, she officially became a member. Okay, want to give her a lot of love for that. If you guys want to become members, man, we do have special chats for you guys, right? We have the Discord. We have a yacht party that we're bringing up soon. You guys get to come on that as well. I want to give a special shout out to the ladies for coming today. It means a lot. I know a lot of you guys came from really far away too, so thank you for your time. I want to give a special shout out to Jules, still working for that green card. Okay,
Let's get it.
We're gonna let the ladies introduce themselves real quick.
Yes, can we start with you? Can I get your name, age, and what you do for a living?
My name is Samantha. I'm 33 and I'm a paralegal.
Are you 33?
Yes.
Oh, what type of paralegal work do you do?
I started in personal injury, worked up into corporate. I've done environmental and contracts as well.
All right, 33. All right.
Are you trying to become like a lawyer or something?
I would like to eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, you have to go to law school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like 33. Like
So,
that's a while.
You can do anything you want in your lifetime.
Okay. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming. Are you single?
I am.
You are single. Okay, cool. Awesome. And what about you? Please introduce yourself.
My name is Maya. I'm 23 and I'm a cashier.
Okay, 23, cashier. Are you single or not?
I'm taken.
Taken. Okay. Thank you so much for coming today. And what about you? Go ahead.
My name is Diana. I go by Dia. I'm 39.
Ooh.
Love that for me. I'm a CFO of an irrigation contractor company. I'm a research services librarian, and I do A&R for a rapper named Tufa.
Oh, nice. Okay. Are you single or in a relationship?
Very much single.
Single. Okay. Single by choice?
Single by choice.
Okay.
Very freshly single.
We're going to definitely get to that. All right. What about you?
My name is Kate. I am 25 almost, and I am a content creator and model.
Okay.
What
so
type of
OnlyFans?
content do you do?
I just do like PR and like beauty and stuff like that.
All right. Thank you so much for coming to. Are you single or in a relationship?
I think I'm still, yeah, I'm single. I think.
Still single.
We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see.
Why,
Kate, you're
why,
beautiful.
why do you still think you're single? What happened?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll be single for long though. We'll see.
Okay, so just single, right? You're single.
I think I'm single. yeah.
Okay, so you think you're single. God damn. How do you go about that? So how do you go about that when you wake up? Like, are you speaking to someone? Like, if he texts you.
She has
Today,
options. She has
yes.
options.
Today, yes.
Okay.
So it depends on the day.
So okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. What about you? Go ahead.
My name is Kyria. I'm in a relationship. I'm 20 and I'm an office manager and a content creator. Not OnlyFans. I do cleaning content on TikTok.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I love
Content.
that.
That's
so cool.
I do too.
Wow.
Guilty
And
pleasure.
do you get like a lot of views for that?
Yeah, I have over 130,000 followers.
Shit.
So I do a lot of PR for like Clorox, Pine
Damn.
Sol, Swiffer. Yeah.
Wow.
TikTok daddy.
Yo, would you clean my house for free to get some content?
Depending on how dirty it is.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like a germaphobe. I can't clean anyone else's place except my own.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I love cleaning
You have to
videos.
go to Basil's room then.
Wow.
We,
Wow.
we need, hey, we
Where's
need
the
to film
loyalty?
that. We,
I know exactly. Where's the
Where's the
loyalty
loyalty?
at, bro?
Where is it?
I don't know why, but there's a lot of pink in there. That's all I'm gonna tell you. All right, real quick.
Oh,
All right.
What?
All right,
What do you mean there's a
all-
lot of
okay,
pink?
all
I have
jokes-
so many questions
Okay,
now.
all jokes aside.
I
Elaborate.
can't wait till we're done with
All right.
intros.
Elaborate.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Dina. I'm 38 and I'm a
Wait,
stand-up
what?
comedian and a professional scammer.
I'm sorry. How old are you?
38.
Man, we got old.
Do it
ass
again. Do
people
it
here
again.
today.
38.
We have women with
No.
wisdom, grace, and elegance.
Wisdom. Okay.
Mature women.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so a lot of wisdom in this panel.
Right.
Cheers, Dina. Nice to
All
meet
right.
you.
All the
Not the Latinas coming out strong already.
Say it. Say it.
Oh, wait,
say
we're
it,
doing
say
another
it.
Latinas
Dina.
girls. Like, we're gonna need another cheers for
Say
that.
it, say it.
no, just imagine like
Say-
dinosaurs just cheering.
say-
Oh, okay. Are you single or in a relationship?
She's like, careful with this.
That's
Careful
a
with
really
this
hard
response.
question.
Imagine being a man, right? You're
Um,
courting Dina.
Uh-huh.
You're taking her out
No,
on
nobody's
dates,
courting me.
right?
As a
Think
matter of
about
fact,
it.
no, you're right. I am single.
And we come
I
on
am
on a
single.
podcast and
I
ask
am
you if you're
single.
single or not. And she's like,
Well,
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I wasn't single last week, but I am this week. So
okay, how does that go?
how does that go?
Yeah.
That's it. We're not talking anymore.
What happened?
Huh?
You saw that video you posted and wasn't going for
What
it?
video? No, I had nothing to do with that.
You said a week ago. You must have said a
No,
week
it
ago.
was-
Yeah,
Well,
let's
it
go.
was a week.
That was a week
All right.
ago.
No, but it wasn't because of that. It wasn't because of that. I told you guys that's for charity. It's not
Oh,
for
so you just-
OnlyFans,
so hold on, so
guys.
you
It's
just
for
did that.
charity. These guys
Nah,
are lying to you. I did not
didn't
open
know.
an OnlyFans.
She did it to
Um,
be petty. She did it to be petty. She was like, all right.
No,
bet,
I
thank
Are
didn't
you
do it to be
subscribed to
petty.
it,
I
Basil?
literally did it. No,
it-
for real. That's
Oh,
really legit a calendar that like all the comedians are doing for like Susan G. Coleman. The calendar comes out next month. We're gonna be doing a show for it and everything. But no. He tried to tell me, you guys are gonna laugh at this shit, that I am too indirect with my communication.
Well, that's true.
That's not true.
I'm just
That's a
kidding.
big fat
I'm-
fucking
okay.
lie. So at that point, I was kind of over it because
Okay.
I
Wait,
don't
why
like
didn't you just, like,
liars.
communicate
I
about
don't
it?
like liars.
when has a Latina ever been indirect?
Yeah.
No, I no,
mean-
it's we can be,
So,
can
so
be,
you
but
do you feel like he was gaslighting you?
yeah, that was bullshit.
Okay.
Okay.
Why give up so easily on a potential relationship?
Why give up so easily?
Yeah.
Because you gave up first. Like I tried, even after that, like
Oh.
I tried, I was like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Like, let's be mature, whatever. And he tried to act like he didn't want to talk about it. I'm not gonna beg you either. Like that doesn't make me a high value woman if I'm sitting here begging you either to, you know what I mean? So,
All right. That's fair. I'm gonna get to my first question real quick. Shout out to the super chatters, man. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for watching us. Do me a favor, man. Keep me updated with the Washington.
Your team is playing right now.
Yeah,
You just
keep
told
me updated with the Washington Commanders, man. I was gonna wear the jersey, but I didn't
Don't
get
worry,
it clean.
yeah, shit.
My first question.
yeah, go Commanders.
Go Redskins.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Denver Broncos. Real quick.
Okay.
So my first question for the panel is gonna be: has social media ruined dating?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And since you're so talkative, we're gonna get to you first. Go ahead.
I think social media.
Do me a favor. Point the mic down towards
Yeah.
your mouth. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, like, yep. more down a little bit.
Yeah, I think social media is very toxic in general.
Okay. So has it ruined dating? Yes or no?
Yes, I think because it gives people the option to stalk each other. I don't like that.
Okay, so you're saying that social media basically. What, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Yo, they're
Oh.
saying in the chat, they're like, so Jules doesn't clean your house because you're
Oh no. Jules cleans the house, guys. She cleans the house.
Yo,
Okay.
they're doing it.
All
in
right.
SpongeBob.
Okay. So we're gonna stay on track here. So you think social media has ruined dating, correct?
Yes, there's a lot of like parenting each other, what you can and cannot post, and then following each other, making sure you're behaving in an appropriate way.
Okay. You know what? That's a really good point. What about you?
I agree with her, but also it also gives people ideas of what they can do for a date instead of that simple stuff.
Okay. So
Bad ideas.
bad ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, she's making it seem like that's a bad thing. Okay, what about you?
I think social media has made people more accessible.
Mhm.
So it really does go down in the DMs.
It really does. Yeah, there's a
Whereas
song. It goes down in the DMs.
Right. The remix is better. But before, you'd actually have to go out and meet Dina. You'd have to meet Kate. Now it's just like click,
Correct.
hello.
Yeah. And there was something about going out and meeting women that was beautiful back then, right?
Yes.
Because you like, damn, this shit makes me think, bro. Like
You'd invest time.
Yes, like because like you could go to like a I don't know, a restaurant and see someone, and there was something about knowing that you weren't expecting that person to be there that just felt like, oh, it was meant to be, right?
Felt more organic.
Yes,
Yes.
It definitely, social media definitely kind of took that away from there. What about you?
Yeah, I think it definitely ruined like the courting process of just like what it used to be back in the day, portrayed as like I think it was more romantic and just like as she was saying, like you can send a DM to a girl now. You can go on IG and find how cute she is and just send her a DM. Before you had to like go up to her, like find the guts to kind of figure out how to talk to her and like get that relationship and spark going. So I think that it kind of took that part away.
Okay, that's fair. What about you? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think that social media has ruined relationships, mostly because it sets unrealistic expectations for each other, and then people bring that external thought of, oh, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Just because they saw a 15-second video about it, as well as the amount of validation that both people can get from social media. And the third thing is like it kind of put a strain on my relationship for a little bit when I was stressing about how many views I'm getting because, you know, views equal money for me. And if an ad didn't go well, then I didn't get paid residuals. And then it just like stressed me out. And I ended up being really rude to him about it, even though he had nothing to do with it. So,
Wow.
mhm.
Wow. And you know what? I appreciate you being accountable for that. Are you still with that guy?
Yeah.
You are? Okay, cool. What about you? What do you think about that, Dina?
I think it ruins relationships because it made things not be finite, right? Like when you end things with someone, it's not, oh, I'm never going to see this person again.
good
Oh, I'm
point.
never going to whatever. You could just go and look them up on social media and hit them up or whatever. So people think that you can like kind of discard someone and just, oh, I'll come back later. Like they're always going to be there because all they have to do is look them up on Instagram.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Wasn't like that before. Before you would break up with people and that's it. Like you wouldn't see them anymore.
Okay.
You wouldn't
Great
talk to
point.
each other anymore. You would never see each other anymore, you know? So I think it made people think that other people were more disposable than what they really are.
Wow. You guys actually make some really, really good points right there.
It's that wisdom.
I can't, yeah. It's all the wisdom.
It's that dinosaur energy we get.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, ladies, since there's so much wisdom here. You guys are all single, correct?
Yep.
You're single, and you're single.
This week, yeah.
This week.
This
Okay.
week.
Ladies,
Define single.
Come on.
Who said that?
Single.
You did?
Single
I
is
mean,
single.
well,
What-
I mean,
what-
single, like not in a relationship, doesn't mean we don't have suitors or we.
Yeah,
don't
but
have-
no, ladies. Just because you wait.
No,
you
single
have
means
guys-
not in a relationship.
tied
Yeah.
down.
How
what it
many?
means.
Wait,
There's
hold
no-
on.
Oh, define
Wait.
it.
Your name's Diana?
Diana
Okay.
or Dia.
How many guys do you have talking to you?
Currently,
Yes.
if I'm honest,
Yes. No, go ahead and lie.
Unfiltered. We're completely
lot.
honest here.
A lot?
Yeah.
What's a lot?
a lot.
Like more than 5?
Yes.
Well, damn, I don't have one. It sucks.
But
Okay.
see, that's because social media makes you more accessible.
Okay.
So
So define single then.
Okay, so single as in I'm not committed to a relationship as of like 2 days ago. But very much have options.
Wait, so in 2 days you have like all these options?
I've had options.
Well, see,
So
that's the
So
problem.
did you
I
keep
mean,
them
okay,
around?
unfiltered.
So
here we
when
go.
you were in a
So-
relationship,
ladies,
were you
you-
exercising
see-
those options?
See, here's
We're
what
getting
happens.
to it.
Here's what happens, right? When you come on here, you start tiptoeing. It
No,
makes,
no, that's what I said. Unfiltered. You're right. We're on the unfiltered podcast. And if I
Unfiltered.
offend anybody, then you shouldn't be watching. So no. So I always like to say like I have a roster. That doesn't necessarily mean that I have.
So you
people-
keep a roster?
Absolutely.
Y yo de pendeja, I gave
Why
everybody
wouldn't
else.
you?
Do
All
you
right.
string?
Okay.
Did you
One
string
mic.
them
One mic at a
along?
time, ladies. One
Why
mic at a
wouldn't you?
time. Okay. So how many people in your roster?
Currently,
Yes. No, last week.
You got to start lineup in a bit.
Like an
so
hour
she's
ago.
I
I mean,
didn't
like
say
it's a
I said-
basketball
I
team.
Didn't say
Is it a
that I
basketball
sleep
team or a
with
football
them.
team?
It's giving
Or a baseball team?
like
Which
a
one?
basketball team.
Yo, speaking to the mic.
I have a
You're-
lot of
you're speaking
I
to
have
the
a lot
side
of
it.
options. I have a lot of options. I would say about 8 to 10.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
8 to 10 guys, right? Now let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. How many options? He's single right here. This is my brother. My brother,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
How many options do you think he has?
I have no idea.
Just
I don't
gi-
know.
Just give me your honest opinion. How
Like-
many options do you think he has?
I'm sure he has plenty.
What's plenty? Give me a number. Estimate.
16.
16. How many options do you
God
have?
Damn, 16.
Is that
Like,
I don't know. Is that because I
Okay,
don't know.
let's keep
Like-
going. Let's
like
keep going. Let's
five?
keep going. Basil, how many
Okay.
options do you have?
5, if that, maybe 3.
Okay.
But define options.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. We come on, yo.
Come on.
Let's not argue semantics, okay? Real quick. How old are you?
Or 21.
21, and you're making good money for yourself. We all know this, right?
Yeah.
And you only have about 5?
Yeah.
5. Okay, cool. And you are 33?
39.
39.
Basil.
God damn, 39. And yet you still have more options than him.
I was being honest.
No,
she has a
listen.
vagina.
First of all, listen, ladies. I respect honesty. If we're gonna do anything here, we're gonna be honest. I respect it.
Absolutely.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, at 39, you're almost 40.
Right.
You have more options than him, and he's not even in his prime yet, and he's doing so much better than the average 21-year-old. Think about that for a second, right?
I don't see the comparison because we're comparing apples to oranges. He's a male. I'm a female.
Well, what I'm saying is that you're not necessarily in your prime. Well, you're definitely not in your prime anymore. But as far as being the most attractive woman, I wouldn't even say you're in the middle. I would say that you still have more options than he does, which is what happens to the average man. The average guy doesn't have that many options. All you ladies are blessed and have the luxury to have a whole bunch of options.
All of you is too many people.
Yeah.
Even the most ugliest chick has more options than the average guy.
It depends
Why?
on what
Why?
you're bringing to the
So
table.
I'm gonna tell you.
So I'm a
Okay, hold
business
on, hold on.
owner. I have my own, like, I have a lot more than I guess what you would consider the average woman. Also, the people that are on my supposed list roster, however you define that, are blue checks. Like, we're not talking about just like the guy down the street. We're talking about like people with a lot of money. You could believe that or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go on
Okay,
here.
so can I say something?
I wouldn't go on here and claim something that I can't prove. I'm just not
Can
going
I
to put
say
people out
something
there.
now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
this is the thing though. You think that I might have just as many options, but see, I think the reason why I don't have as many options, and you see my DMs, I'll show them to you right now, is because people see me and they automatically assume I have all these options.
I agree with her.
So
100%.
I don't get DMs that are crazy like
Okay.
that or whatever, because they look at me, they look at my Instagram, and automatically they assume, why am I gonna put my hat in a bucket with 50 other dudes?
Okay.
But there really isn't 50
But
other
but
dudes.
Dina, here's the
you get me?
here's the truth, right? If you went on Instagram right now and posted a sexy picture, you would get a lot more DMs like this.
Yeah,
You're-
I'm not doing
you're-
that.
and I get it. You're not doing it. That's why you're not getting it, right? And I'm not saying she is. What I'm saying is you have the opportunity to have way more options at a drop of a dime.
Mhm.
Men don't have that.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that.
Men don't have that.
it.
And I'm actually shocked that she has so many options at 39 because most guys are very, very simple. We're going.
Can I shock you a little more longer?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, but maybe it's not so shocking. There is something about the cougar like stereotype. So, like, I have children. I'm like past my prime, according to you.
That shit still ain't working for
No,
me.
no, no,
But
no, no, no. That's
19
not. Hold on, hold on.
19 and hold on.
No,
let
no,
me
no, no,
finish.
no. You're not. You said according to me.
Well, you just
According
said
to
it.
society.
Okay, but I'm addressing you. I'm not addressing society. I'm addressing your comment.
I'm speaking in
So-
general, though.
In general. Okay, so my like blue checks aside, a lot of the 19, 20-year-olds are hitting up like crazy, which makes it very awkward for me that as a mother of a 19-year-old son. Because it's like, ew, that's like fucking your son. That's gross to me.
But they're on your
But
roster still.
They are definitely confirming the stereotype that they like women with wisdom, experience, whatever it is that you want to call it.
Would you?
I've never had
Would
a-
you consider yourself a predator
Absolutely not.
since you're talking to 19-year-old boys?
No, because they reach out. I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not
That's
part of the
legal
main.
adult
Okay,
age.
okay.
How
How
am
about
I
you're okay? What?
responsible for who reaches
Okay,
out?
I'm just asking you a question,
Yeah.
and here's why. Because if there was a 39-year-old guy, and you
Yes.
know this,
Yeah.
if there was a 39-year-old guy talking to a 19-year-old girl, he would automatically be labeled a predator,
Yep.
right? He's
He's a
opportunistic.
weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
her.
didn't
He's
say
a
that
But
was
they're
part of the
creep.
roster.
chasing, they're
Yeah.
chasing younger women where younger men are chasing older women. So that's it's
Right,
a little
yeah, and they're not
different.
part of the
We're
roster.
we're not
They're just people I'm
looking-
saying that are
You
in the
can't
DM.
necessarily say that because if you go to any club here in Miami, if you put an established 30-something-year-old man in the middle of the room, every bitch in that club, it doesn't matter how if she's 18 or if she's
Are dropping
our
panties.
age, yeah, they're gonna
Yep.
chase them. So you can't say that it's the men that are chasing
Okay,
them.
so
'cause
why don't you answer the question? Why
Sure.
why is it that a 39-year-old man is looked at as a predator, but you wouldn't necessarily be looked at as a predator?
Because I didn't reach out. I'm just giving you an example of what is part of.
But
what's
it
in
doesn't
the
matter who
DMs.
reached out. What I'm saying is, in general, if
So it's,
It's just a
unsolicited,
stereotype.
though. It's
It's just a
unsolicited. So I
stereotype.
didn't say, "Hey, 19-year-olds come into
Did you
the
respond
DMs
back?
thing."
Did you entertain them?
No, I don't entertain them. But
So you
what I'm
didn't
s-
respond back.
No, what I'm saying is they confirm the stereotype that exists. You know what I mean? Because I see it, but they're not part of the roster. I'm not out here banging 19-year-olds.
what's the youngest at 39? What's the youngest that you've dated? The youngest-
Dated or
yes,
banged?
Banged and dated.
The youngest I've dated was probably when I was 33 and he was 24. It was like 8 years off.
8 years. Okay.
I
Cool.
don't suggest it because men mature way slower than women,
Okay.
and it just sets me up for like every sugar mama, sugar baby situation that I've been in.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Sure.
From 1 to 10, what would you rate yourself? Just off like appearance and beauty.
I would give myself a solid 8,
An 8.
right?
Okay.
Even with my weight gain.
Okay. What would you rate
Yeah.
my girlfriend from 1 to 10?
Oh, the pressure, the lovely Jules. I would say she's a solid 8.
Okay.
9.
So she's a solid 8. You're a solid 8. What is she right here? From 1 to 10.
She's an 8.
What is she right here?
She's an 8.
What is she right here?
8. 8. 8.
Oh,
Okay.
so
what
we're in
you-
fairy
because-
tale land.
No, because what you want to do is you want to sit there and separate based on weight, right?
No, it's not. It's
no,
not
it's
just weight.
giving that.
It's not just weight. It's youth, right? We're talking in general because you can tell a 39-year-old woman opposed to like a 19-year-old woman.
Correct.
You can definitely tell.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not just weight. It is weight, obviously, but it
Right.
is beauty. It is youth. Okay,
Correct.
Mhm.
and these are the things that men look for.
Right.
Men are looking for these things. How would you compare yourself to all the other ladies? How about you? What would you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
6,
6. Okay, what would you rate her?
9,
Okay, speaking to the mic, please. What would you rate her right here?
8.
Okay. And
Curtis, turn her up.
real quick, I'm gonna do another one. What would you rate yourself?
Like a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Okay. What would you rate? What would you rate her? What would you rate her right here?
I would give her we're doing looks, right?
Yes.
So I would say like 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. What would you rate her?
I would give her a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Y'all
Okay.
playing in like La La Land.
Ladies,
I got my reasons.
what's your reason for rating her?
She
Because you
gives
rated
off a
her.
good- she-
You
like
rated
her-
her an 8. You
her
rated
No,
her.
but she's no aura. So just like
No. Wait.
personality. Just
No,
You
because
rated. You rated yourself an 8. You rated her a 7.
I said a 9 out of 10 for me.
I'm sorry, 9, and then you rated her a 7.
Yeah.
Okay, explain that.
Visually, to me, I think that she's a very beautiful woman. Like, okay, we'll go in the like, I don't have boobs, right? Itty bitty titty committee. No, 100%. This girl over here, she's got it. I'm like, that's adding to it.
So you're
The
rating her
visual- No, I'm not saying
off
just
boobs.
that. I'm not just saying just that. I'm saying that is a big. Like, she's a full package over here. So I do give her a 7 out of 10.
Yo, that's crazy. Okay. How about this, ladies? Rate the guys, okay? From 1 to 10, off appearance only.
This
What
is
would you
giving
rate?
deja vu.
Are we forced to participate in the
Uh,
room?
No, it's literally
you're
like
not,
2
you're
episodes
not,
ago
you're
for
not,
Fresh and
you're
Fit.
not forced. But what would you rate him from 1 to 10? Physical only.
8.
An 8. What would you rate me from 1 to 10?
8.
An 8. Okay.
Everyone's
Ladies, can
getting
we be
eights. Everyone's
honest?
getting
Because
eights.
I'm not.
Yeah, we're pushing it. Yeah, we're pushing
I'm gonna
it.
be honest with you. I know I'm not an 8.
Yeah, I'm not.
So even though if it sounds good, I want you ladies to really be honest. What would you rate him from 1 to 10?
A 9 out of 10.
9. What would you rate me from 1 to 10?
I see, you're more of like a 6 to me.
Okay.
Just not
See,
my type.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what about you? 1 to 10, what would you rate him?
Since I'm in a relationship, I prefer not to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she's
You're
taken.
you're single, right?
No, I'm taking.
No,
You're
I'm
taken
not
from.
really
You're
sure.
single.
I am.
1 to 10, what would you?
All of you guys are 6s.
We're 6s. Okay, cool. So you see, the women are a little bit more honest when it comes to rating guys, right? But when it comes to rating women, you guys almost never want to tell each other the truth. Is there anyone here that's honest? You. Okay, you're honest, right? Can you rate her from 1 to 10?
Okay. Can I start with myself first?
What would you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
What I would rate myself, I'd rate myself a 5.5.
Okay, what would you rate her right here?
3.
And her?
A 3.
Okay. Now, what's the difference between you rating them like that and the other ladies that are rating them 8s and 9s?
Cause I'm not delusional.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I don't know what the answer is.
I guess
to
my
that.
question, I guess the reason for doing this is I want to know why women find it so hard to hold each other accountable, right?
I think most women are
accountable
beautiful
to who,
though.
though?
Most women are gorgeous. You're looking at a few and far that don't fit in
Okay.
society
I
standards.
think most women are average. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah, if you could say most women are gorgeous, then that means, like she said, average. Everyone's probably going to be a 5, right?
I think
good point.
it depends on what you're scoring. So if you're going to buy into societal, like what is attractive, then sure, that's going to be a lower. But like for me, like kind of what she said, she took different things into consideration. I have the unique
She took
perspective.
your boobs into consideration. That's it.
Did you not
she
take
actually
boobs?
she led with aura. She didn't say boobs.
But that's
But
not.
that
also-
wasn't a
has
standard
nothing
of
to-
judgment. It
But
was just
also,
physical.
if I could
Yeah,
finish,
we said just
when you start, like I've lived my entire life as like your body and this, that, and the other, and then I gain weight after trauma and also medical issues. That's not an excuse. That's just telling you I've had the perspective as heavy woman and
Wait,
very
hold
little
on.
woman.
Real quick, hold on. You've been on Fresh and Fit?
2 days ago, this is the same thing they
what
did.
the fuck? Does everybody come from there? Holy shit, man.
You guys
Um,
find your people. Do you,
Well,
You
this-
reached out,
Hold
Eric.
on.
You
Hold
reached
on.
out. I didn't reach out to you guys.
But they are like 10 minutes away down the
Yeah.
street, so it's Miami. Okay, cool. So continue, please.
But to be fair, you reached out. I didn't even know you guys.
Yeah, but
existed.
but the whole team reaches out to girls in Miami, so you're not
No,
like
I don't live in Miami. I live in Palm Beach. So you
Oh.
definitely reached out because you saw me on Fresh and Fit.
I don't
I've
watch.
never
Fresh and
heard
Fit.
of Unfiltered
Yeah, no,
podcasts.
I don't watch Fresh and Fit podcasts. I mean, I used to know Myron. We don't watch their show.
This
It-
is literally the same episode we had on Wednesday.
I don't watch their show, so I wouldn't
Okay.
know.
Well, then I don't know. Somebody
Um,
reached out from this podcast and wanted me
Well,
to
I
come.
mean, we basically
live in
rotate.
Miami.
Yeah, we rotate girls.
Fresh and Fit, Unfiltered, and whatever podcast.
Yeah.
Essentially, and whatever
Yeah, Pearly
podcast is.
Dings
But how do you
and-
rotate girls if
Hold
you've
on,
never
let
watched
me
them?
finish. Let me finish. Whatever podcast is in Cali.
Yeah, in Santa Barbara.
And we still somehow end up rotating girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
what I guess what happens is like if you went to whatever podcast, then maybe your following will come up or suggestions, or we'll go
Yeah.
through your followers,
Yeah.
right? So maybe that's how. But damn, I'm
Never
actually
came.
surprised.
No,
I-
so
I
Instagram,
think that's the question we should ask
Instagram,
before the show.
YouTube, and like all these platforms, they have like a tracking for on your
No,
phone.
obviously, I
So if
know
you go
that,
to
but-
recommended, it's gonna have the same
That makes
people.
Holy shit, bro! The super chats are coming in quick. I don't want to cut you off real quick. I'm gonna get to the super chats real quick. They're coming in fucking quick. So Jose says, shout out to Jose, man. He says, what are the requirements to join your roster? I'm assuming he's talking about you. What are the
Not accepting applications at the moment.
okay? Do you have any requirements?
She doesn't have any open.
Yeah, but I'm
spots.
asking for requirements. Like what
Like
for the,
if she
for the
was
guys that
open-
are
Oh,
on
yeah,
there.
that is a good
Yes.
question. Okay, so what makes a guy go from just being in your DMs to like actually being part of
On the
like
roster?
your roster?
If you can make more, if you can prove that you make more money than me and you're not going to be a financial liability, then I'll consider it.
How much money do you make?
Enough.
Give me a ballpark.
Well, she
More
has
than
3
enough.
jobs. She
I don't have
makes
3
good money.
jobs.
So how much
I'm
do you
a retired
expect
woman.
from men?
Wait,
I don't
I'm-
expect anything.
No, like the salary in order for them to get onto your roster. Do you want them to make like 400K a year?
Like what's
Like,
the
what's the
number?
bra-
Okay, so if
bracket.
I'm to be honest, without offending anybody in my last 5 years, I am very much sugar mama. They're very much.
Do you like that? Do you
maintain-
like
I do. I like
being
the
like in
control.
the position of
Absolutely.
power?
Absolutely.
Okay,
So
it's
are you
making
not
sense.
looking
It's making
for?
sense.
Are you
Yeah.
not looking for marriage? Like when you look at a guy, do you want to marry him?
I was married for 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And so after playing loyal wife and everything that entailed, I decided that I was going to live on my own terms and do my own thing. So yeah, it is very much a control thing with me. I do pay I pay everything. And
Do you
then
think
you
that-
are along for the ride if
Do
I
you
choose for you to be that way.
find?
You'll never
do
be
you
happy
find
that way.
that you
I'm very happy.
You'll never be
I'm
happy that
very
way.
happy.
I have a
You'll
question.
never be happy that
I'm
way.
extremely happy.
Bro, you're dating guys that you don't respect. You're dating. Think about that for a second. You're dating guys that you have control over, which inherently means you don't respect them. You know that.
That's a bit
You
arrogant
don't
for
think
you.
that that's like a trauma response?
Not at all.
are you
Wanting
sure?
to be in control like
Not
that?
at all. No, not at all. And I'll tell you why. First of all, my major's in psychology. I was one of 12 of a cohort. in a place called Florida Atlantic University, way back when the dinosaurs roamed. And I'm telling you, as somebody that wrote the thesis on domestic violence, after you've endured trauma, yes, you're going to change the way that you operate. I'm never going to exercise the type of relationship where I'm giving control to another human being.
So
Not
you
financial.
just confirmed my point.
But
you said you just wrote the thesis on
because
trauma, and the
financially,
trauma says that you behave
Dina,
differently.
if I could finish,
after you-
financially,
But
I
you
have
just proved my point.
But you're not letting me finish. So financially, I have never been taken care of by a man, ever.
Do you pride yourself on that?
Very much so.
Why?
Because I'm very successful in doing that.
But you don't think that you would be even more successful, like if you had somebody to support you and to
Why would I
support
do
your
that?
goals and to support?
Why would I want to
like,
do that?
Why would you want to have a man by your side?
Exactly,
you'll
which
build
is
with?
why I stepped away from the idea of marriage. I did it. I was loyal. It backfired on me, and so I live very content. Now, if you're broke, just say that. Whoever that applies to.
Hold up. What? I hate
No,
that.
no,
I
no,
hate
no.
that
But wait,
stupid-
but
that's
hold
the-
on.
bro,
Time
it's
out.
the same
Time out.
shit.
Pause. Because you're saying that you're content, but what you're also saying is that you operate the way that you operate because of the way that somebody treated you in your marriage. So you can't be content
at
because
all.
you're operating off of trauma. You
Not
just
at
said
all.
that right
I
now.
literally just said, if you listen to what I said, Dina,
I did listen.
I said I have
with both of my ears.
never, ever required a man
To take care-
financially.
I'm not talking
so
about
that would have been
finances.
prior to trauma.
Nobody said
Dina.
anything about
Has nothing
finances.
to do with that.
Nobody
Dina.
said anything about
Okay,
finances.
so where are you coming from? Because you're not
You
making
said,
sense.
I know, obviously not to you.
Let's start
but
again.
I agree.
What I was
see
saying
what she's
is,
saying.
what
Go ahead.
I am gonna start again.
Go ahead. Dina.
Okay, this time don't interrupt me though. All right. So what you were saying is, okay, I asked you, do you think that you operate the way that you operate because of the trauma of your marriage? You said no. Then you said that you wrote the thesis in FAU back in whatever
The
year you were
dinosaurs.
there. Okay, hold on. Not
I said that.
I didn't
Hold
say
on.
that. That was Kate.
Hold on.
Maybe pay attention
So
here. That way you
back-
can see who said it.
Back,
Dina.
I'm being very respectful.
And I am also.
No, you're not. But so you were saying that back in the days when you wrote your thesis, okay, that survivors of domestic violence then go on to operate differently moving forward because of their trauma. You literally just said as well, I decided I was no longer going to be the good wife and that I was going to operate this way because it makes me content. So you
Financial
operate.
and operating as a marriage
I'm
are
not
two
done talking.
different things.
I'm not done
Oh,
talking.
no, I
You're
have to
interrupting
stop
me.
you because
I'm not talking about finances.
you're
Nobody
not-
said anything about
So that's how-
finances
that's
this
what
entire
changed,
time. You're
Dina.
the one that's putting
That's
the
what
finances in
changed,
there.
Dina. You're not listening.
I
hearing
am.
what you
You're not
wanna
listening
hear.
to me.
You're not
You're not
listening.
even letting me finish talk.
How are you dictating what goes on in my wallet in my house?
Nobody said anything about
So
your
maybe if you
wallet,
need
mama.
clarification.
Nobody
Let me finish,
said
mama.
nothing
Let
about
me
your
finish my
wallet.
conversation, mama.
Nobody.
How are you having a voice of opinion on
How
what goes
am
on
I
in my
gonna
house?
let you finish talking if
It's
you haven't even
giving
let me
weird.
finish a thought?
Go ahead and finish. But
Yeah, it
you're-
is weird as
how
fuck.
are
This is
you-
a weird ass
How are you
episode.
going to dictate and talk
This
about
is
my
weird as
relationship?
fuck,
Like,
you
well,
guys. I don't know what's going on right now.
I think
I don't
Alright,
know.
cool.
that's
Alright.
somebody that's going to talk
Into-
back.
Alright,
That's
cool.
what's
We're-
going on
we're-
right now.
alright, we're
I'm not
gonna-
going to
No,
sit there and
you
be
won't
quiet.
let me
You're
finish
talking
talking
about my life. So let maybe
You're
you stop
talking
talking
about
and
your
let me
life.
talk.
You're talking about your life.
Exactly.
And
Don't
I
make
let you
opinions on it.
finish.
Don't make opinions
Then don't
on
come
it.
on a podcast and
Don't
tell
make
everybody your
opinions.
business because that's
You're not
exactly what
making
the
sense,
fuck we're here
Dina.
for.
If I'm
I
going
think
to
I make
talk
a lot
to
of
you like
sense.
from an educated
I
perspective,
think I make a lot of
humble
sense.
yourself before I do.
No. How you gonna humble me? Please. Please. I beg of you to humble me. Please do. Because we can have a humble contest, me and you, right now.
There's nothing humble about me.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see
And
that.
it speaks to
I
like
could see
the
that.
trauma
speaks
that you
volumes.
experience as
No.
a poor woman.
As a poor
Both
woman.
financially,
I'm poor.
morally, and educational.
poor.
Please don't make me humble you. Please
I,
don't.
I know Dina's not poor. Dina's
don't.
definitely not poor.
Because you're looking at $1 million baby over here. You cannot
Congratulations,
ever
mama.
meet me at my bank
Congratulations.
account.
I love you for
Ever.
that.
I don't need your love.
I
Rebuke
love
and return
that
to
for
sender.
you. I love that
Carry
for
on
you.
with the next question.
All right, cool.
Congratulations.
All right.
Nobody
cool.
was talking about finances. We talking about your trauma, and you just displayed all of it right now in the last 5 minutes.
And you explained that you're broke. Congratulations. I hope you can cash that check to the
Thank
bank.
you. Thank you. I
Give me broke.
appreciate it. Thanks.
All right,
Appreciate
cool.
it.
Guys, we're gonna get to the super chats real quick, man. Shout out to the ladies over here. They're being super, super friendly today. Okay, cool. So we got a super chat from David Jones. Shout out to David Jones, man. Younger men want sex with attractive older women, but rarely do younger men want to marry older women. Shout out to you, David Jones. That's actually
He's right.
Do you understand
He's
that?
right.
Everybody understand that? here?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Dina looks fumed over there.
I'm perfectly fine. I am a respectful,
It's okay.
nice woman.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys like the video,
feminine in
man.
my nature.
All right, cool.
And
Real
I
quick.
will stay that way
We should have put that one to a
because
vote.
I don't let.
Aren't we
people-
You want to
unfiltered?
vote that one?
I don't
Aren't we
let
unfiltered?
people
Okay.
change
Why
the
put
way
on an
that I
act,
behave.
Dina?
I don't
Why
let
put on
people
an
change
act,
the way
Dina?
that I behave
Let's
because of the
become
way they
unfiltered,
choose to
Dina.
behave.
All right,
So-
cool. Do you know Dina?
So
I
yeah,
know nothing about
Okay.
Dina.
So how do you know she's
Exactly.
putting
She
on an
wouldn't
act?
sit at my circle, sweetheart.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. She's right.
She wouldn't be invited to the table.
Okay.
She's right. She's
Fair
not
enough.
lying. I wouldn't.
Okay.
No invite.
Fair
I can
enough.
tell you that from the get go.
Okay, cool. Jose, shout out to my man Jose, man. He says, let's do the rating game and have the panel do a 360. Oh, Jose. We're gonna read one from Repo. He says, light flex for Richard Basil with the Richard Basil. Shout out to the Richard. Guessing he's talking about the watch right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And then David Jones with another one. Shout out to David, man. He says, but if you don't want financial support from a man, then how can you expect men to accept you if you're not willing to let the right man lead the relationship?
But who's looking for acceptance?
I think we're
Then
all
what do you
looking
want
for
out of a
acceptance.
relationship?
Damn,
Did I
That's a
not just
human
say
trait.
I don't want a marriage and I don't need a like?
No, she
I
just-
told you there's a
so I didn't
roster.
say marriage. I said relationship in general.
But I'm single, so I'm obviously, and I said I led with I'm not
So-
seeking applications. I'm
Yeah,
single.
I
like,
know. So are you
single.
keeping your
If you don't mind
roster
me
around for
asking.
entertainment if you don't want a relationship out of it because you want to stay content and single? Is that what's going on
She
here?
enjoys controlling people.
Oh,
She said
okay.
it.
If you don't mind me asking, why did the marriage end?
I love
Yo,
that
fix
Dina
the
knows
mic,
more
yo.
about me
I
than
need you to
myself. So
speak
like,
into
why
the
don't I
mic,
stop
okay?
All
talking?
I'm
Because
doing is
clearly Dina
repeating
knows a
what
lot
you
about
said.
me.
I'm not saying anything that you haven't said already.
It's giving stand behavior.
But if you
Dina.
say you're content, then why do you require
what
men
behavior?
to make more than you to be on your roster if you are
Bro,
already content?
Because
Can
I
I
told
ask
you
a
I was
serious
the-
question?
We're talking, and Dina, I know you want this to be your show because you keep looking at the camera. But let me finish my thoughts, sweetheart.
You can't make
Okay,
that
I
shit
have
up.
a question.
So
I have
make
a
this shit up.
question.
To
I
answer
have a
you,
question.
because I'm
Okay, so
trying
I
to be
remember.
respectful to you and answer your question. It's not that I don't, it's not that I wasn't married. It's not that I have a roster for fun to control and all that nonsense that uneducated females try to speak on. What I'm saying is currently I'm single as of like 2 days ago. I'm not trying to go to the roster and see everybody. I'm like dealing with that situation and figuring what's my next move. Moving forward, having taken into consideration the relationships I've had after my marriage, I'm not going to consider somebody broker than me. Period.
Okay, so that's called hypergamy right there, right?
No more charity
everybody,
cases, no more free lunch.
everybody understand what hypergamy means?
Done.
Everybody understands. So it's a weird dynamic though. She wants to date someone that she can control,
Correct.
right? And typically
Never said.
You did say that.
I said
You
I
said it
like
verbatim.
control in my
No,
relationship.
you said you like
I
that.
did not say I'm trying to control. Let's say Eric was my man. I'm going to control Eric. At no point did I say that. I said I like control in my relationship.
Correct.
Which is, how do I do that? By paying my own rent, by paying my own car, by paying my own nails. Everything is by me. The day of tomorrow, Eric hypothetically wants to leave. Where's the loss? She pays everything herself. Do you understand? That's what I mean by control. Not that I want to control what Eric does, what he eats, breathes, and sleeps. I don't.
So
It's
why
not
do
like
you
that.
date broker dudes?
Exactly.
It's a
exactly.
weird, again,
Basil.
listen, here's the reason why it's a weird dynamic, right? Because she wants a guy that she can essentially kind of have a little, whether you like to admit it or not, you want control over the relationship to an extent, right?
I want control over what applies to me in terms. Okay, so like for example, put a perfect example, real life example. I was going to go into a lease with somebody that was significant to me.
Okay.
Correct. I'm always going to be the breadwinner. You just can't. Not in Palm Beach County.
But you just
you're
said
not-
that you wanted someone that made
But let me
equally
finish.
or more than you.
moving forward.
She
So it
can't
was
get
like
that.
after that. You're not gonna get that from where I'm from. Well, you might, but not the kind of guys I like. So that also plays into it. The type of guy I like, right, is not going to have the kind of money I like. If I want to find a Palm Beacher, sure, there's money there. If I like what I like, they're not gonna have the type of money I bring to the
The guy
table.
you want doesn't want
Bro,
you.
how? Okay, real quick.
Basil,
So
you know nothing about me.
okay, so how are you making so much money? What do you do again?
I just told you, irrigation contractor CFO.
Okay.
Right. So in Palm Beach County and all throughout of Florida, we have something called grass.
Okay.
And some people are
I know
not
what it
like.
is.
Some people use the little old school sprinkler system
Okay.
thing. Some people actually dig up under the ground
Uh-huh.
with pipes, and they keep their landscape looking great.
Okay.
So I don't do that. That is my previous husband, right? My own one and only. He did that. He
Okay.
does the manual labor now with my son, and I was a CFO.
Okay.
That's all.
So they do the hard work, and you take
Because
in-
that's not my. That's
yeah,
not
but you see
my
what I'm
thing.
saying? They,
Yeah.
My thing
they do
is
the hard work,
librarianship.
and she makes some money. That's cool.
I also
Um,
finance for him to go to school for that and all the licenses. So
Okay. Oh well, if that's true, congratulations. That's
why would it be
pretty
false?
fucking
Shit,
Why
that
would I
nigga's
lie?
winning.
I don't know.
So he's
People come
really
on here
winning.
like all the time. What I'm saying
I
is,
wouldn't.
if a guy makes more money than you, there's no way he's gonna unless he's like a really weird dude. Because most guys that make that type of money, they have to compete for that, right? They're very masculine
Correct.
guys.
Can
right?
I ask a question?
They're not gonna just let you come into the relationship and give you complete control, right? Even of
Right.
yourself, they're gonna say, hey, listen, if I'm first of all, I just don't even see that happening because you're 39. If
Mhm.
I'm being honest,
Mhm.
why would a guy that's making that much money go for a woman that's 39, out of shape? And to be honest, you like, what are you gonna do? Like, a guy's gonna want kids, right? A 39, 40-year-old guy can still have kids, but a 39-year-old woman, the possibility of you having a healthy kid dramatically drops.
That's assuming you don't have money to make sure that you're doing genetic testing, IVF. There's a different type of 39-year-old. There's a 39-year lower socioeconomic status is not going to have the same options.
Okay, health
Yo,
wise.
That's I'm
Bro.
talking. That's somebody else with higher socioeconomic status would have.
Yo, Dina, you damn pissed her off.
I look like
No,
the
but
bitch
she's
her husband
rude.
cheated on her
She's
with. That's
just
what it is.
rude. She's rude. She doesn't let me.
That's what it is.
Yo.
My
That's what it
husband would
is.
never
That's
look for
exactly
that.
what it is.
This is
That's
wild.
exactly what it is. I promise.
hold on.
I
Your
swear to
husband
God,
will
it
never
has
look
to
for
be
this?
that.
Nah,
Has to be.
Not
It
for
has
her.
to be.
So what does your
yo.
husband look for?
That's
it's not that.
What's your type? Because you were
It's not
saying you
that.
have a specific type,
I
right?
do.
Do you
I
want to
do.
describe like your ideal like
So
type?
after I would say after my husband, which was Puerto Rican, I really quickly realized that I do enjoy tall, dark, and handsome, but not for the reasons that everybody wants to go and say. It's not the BBC and all that shit. It's just that I prefer them. That's all.
Okay. Dearly noted.
Okay, so apparently she makes more than Kim Kardashian because Kim Kardashian can have kids.
Who
You?
can't have kids? Courtney Courtney is
Okay,
pregnant
okay, I
and
said
is
Kim, though,
older
right?
She
than
had
me.
a
I said
treatment
Kim,
though
though,
to
right?
get pregnant.
Right, which is something that is afforded to
Correct.
people with money. That
Okay.
is IVF.
But the percentage drastically goes down.
Yeah, and even then, it's not for certain, right? It's
Which
not like
is
100% proof.
Why?
But I
Kim
mean, we
couldn't
have 20-year-olds
kids.
that are having miscarriages because they're doing too much blow. I mean, really,
Yes.
because of scientific advances, we are able to have kids if we wanted to.
Mhm.
Again, I have children.
Mhm.
That's not something that's number one in my mind, but it's something that is available to me through genetic testing that I've had done.
Can I ask
Okay.
you a personal question?
Hold on, real quick. I want to
Sure,
get to the
sure.
super chats, and I'll come back to you real quick because they're paying money. I want to make sure I
Mhm.
honor that real quick.
Yep.
My boy Jose says, Dina, you have to be the final boss in a journey. Congratulations on beating the game. What the fuck? Yo, chat. All right. So Horton says, librarian, you a slow Tuesday fuck and suck him dry type at best.
Mhm.
Settle with a beta or die alone with kids. Shout out to Dina triggering her.
Mhm.
And who? So librarian is
Me.
Oh, that you're.
Yeah.
okay.
It's funny that you would imply or that he would imply that somebody broker than me would trigger me.
God
How do
damn,
you
bro.
know how much money I make?
you
I'm
make over
so
$1 million?
Curious.
Are you $1 million
I'm
club?
so curious.
Do you
how
make
you know,
over $1 million?
How do you know I don't?
But do you? Can confirm
How
it.
do you know that
It's
I don't?
unfiltered.
Let me
Confirm
ask you a
it, Dina.
question. I'm asking you a question. How do you know that I'm broke? Because that was the first thing that you led with is, oh, I'm broke. What was it? What else did she say? I'm broke. I'm
You-
uneducated.
Yeah, your husband.
I'm
her husband
rude.
Wants, yeah. So
Well,
that means
what-
you must
what
be
else
less
did you say?
attractive than her.
I'm rude. I'm uneducated.
Mhm.
I'm less attractive than you.
I didn't say you're
I'm
less
all-
attractive.
No, you did
You
because you
said
said that my husband your husband would
you
never look at
implied
me.
that he cheated on me for somebody like you, and I'm
I
confirming.
mean, I has to be
that's
that, mamita, because
inaccurate.
I haven't done nothing to you, and you hate my living guts.
Mama,
Apparently,
because you're putting
You
words
feel
into
me?
my mouth because you like to hear
no,
yourself
I'm
speak.
not.
I'm
not
okay with you
putting
bringing
words
an
in
educated
your
argument to the
mouth.
table, but don't speak on my life.
I
don't
you
speak
spoke
on
on
yours.
it, and you
Right,
said
and you're
these
trying
things.
to
All I
reframe the
did was
narrative to make sure
reiterate
that
the
it-
things that
look
came
at you
out of your
now.
mouth.
Do you want me to talk and give you a response, or you just like concerned with hearing yourself speak?
Actually, no, I wanted you to listen
Okay,
to what
so
the
I'll
fuck
be
I had
quiet
to
so
say.
you can finish talking.
Thank you. I
Go ahead.
appreciate that.
Are you
That's
done?
the first time that you did this
Are
entire
you done?
podcast, and you
'Cause
still
bring
haven't
nothing
shut
of
the
merit
fuck
or
up.
value.
I
Nobody
totally
cares.
understand why you're
Nobody
single right
cares.
now. I
Okay,
swear to
guys,
fucking
guys, we're
God.
gonna move
Says
on.
the
real
one
quick.
that has no
Like,
options,
this
no
is
money,
crazy.
and looks like that.
Because I'm
Sweetheart,
not a
please
hoe,
stop.
and I'm not out here sucking dick
A hoe?
to feel like I'm in control.
Here she
Like, I'm
goes.
sorry to tell
At
you.
some-
God
is
like,
it giving
if
hoe?
you really want to know the truth,
So you're asking
like,
me not to judge you, but you think I'm automatically
You're the
sucking
one
dick.
that said that you had all these
Honey,
dudes on your roster.
You're giving
right?
low
So I don't
vibrational
know.
beta,
Blue
no
checks.
money.
I don't
Bro,
know. Yeah, all the blue checks.
Bro.
All
right?
right, yo. So
bro,
can we just do Jose's?
Yeah, we're
super
gonna do
chat?
Jose's.
you can do what you want, but I'm not gonna let somebody that's on a lower socioeconomic status
Oh wow.
try to get on
Why
my
are
level.
you always
They're
bringing
not.
up the money?
Hold on,
though?
hold on.
Because she
real quick.
continues
'Cause
to
that's the
judge
only
me.
thing
Why
she
didn't you bring up the
doesn't
fact
know
that she's
about
body
me, so
shaming?
she
and
has
she's
to-
like
nobody
sex
body
shaming.
shamed
ladies,
you.
ladies,
Body
ladies,
shamed
ladies,
you.
ladies. Hold on, real quick.
Nobody
Let,
body
let me
shamed
let me ask you a question, right? Because
Sure.
you keep bringing this up.
Sure.
Does someone making less money than you make them less than you?
No, but that's assuming that poor is just financial. I'm talking about morally,
Okay. So you're saying
verbally,
she's
obviously
poor as in
vocabulary
character.
limited. It's just giving
Oh,
poor.
wow, that's
Okay.
Right, not
crazy.
just financial.
Okay.
There's so much more that poor
I
entails.
understand. Okay.
That's insane.
Dina, maybe she could give you some lessons after this. It sounds like she
I
wants
don't
I'm not
to, you know what
interested.
I mean? Like,
I don't-
okay.
All right, cool. We're gonna
I don't
we're gonna
know
move
if I
on,
would
ladies,
learn
to the super
anything.
chats. My boy Jose says again,
Crazy.
Basil is tall, dark, and handsome. Can he join the roster? That's a question for you.
No, she doesn't make enough money for me. She's too broke.
She's
Basil, you contacted me how many times yesterday and today to make sure that I was here? Please don't do
Because
that.
you
I
had
need
an
girls-
appointment.
I need-
Please
I
don't
need
do
girls
that.
for the show.
Yeah,
You
ladies.
had, no,
What does
not
that have
because
to do
you
with
need girls
money?
for the show. You had an appointment.
So you
He
could text?
contacted you
It was like back to back to back.
because you
and
had
then
an
today,
appointment
back
that
to
you
back to
didn't.
back. I didn't have an
Hold
appointment.
on. Back to
before.
back.
It was a
Back to
Basil
back.
called me 5 times before I got
Back
here.
to
Basil, you
back.
trying to
Nobody
smash?
asked
What's
you,
up?
Dina.
What's going on?
Dina, nobody cares.
Aw.
Nobody asked
I
you,
care.
Dina.
I care, Dina.
Unfiltered cares. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate
I
you
care.
guys.
All right, guys.
No.
Aw,
She
she has the chat.
no,
All right.
Jose, she's too broke for me.
Shout out to the chat real quick, man. We see you guys. They keep coming in. My boy Horton says, "Why did she try to attack Dina being broke? Dina got real estate in her head." I super chatted about hoflation. Please go back to that as well. So he says. So shout out to you, Horton. My bad, bro. The super chats are just coming in so heavy right now. He says, "Have the ladies heard of hoflation? If not, men, please inform them. If the men don't know, quick Google." Okay, cool. I know what hoflation is. We, we talk about this all the time. Ladies,
Of course, Dina would say yes. I have
Okay.
no idea what that
oh,
means.
you know what? Let's go ahead and get started.
Educate.
What-
Dina,
She's very
educate us.
educated.
What's hoflation?
She
to
knows
you?
about hoflation. I'm not surprised.
So hoflation is when delusional bitches think that they're worth more than
Exhibit A.
they're actually worth just because they have simps in their DMs trying to make them feel like they're actually valuable.
Okay. Got
Dina,
it.
you just taught me something because I didn't
Does
know.
not
what that
apply.
was.
I
didn't know what that
Okay.
was.
You're
either.
welcome.
That's
You're
fair.
welcome.
Ultimate definition.
Okay. But okay. What about you? What does hoflation mean to you?
I didn't know what that meant, and that was very educational. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're
All right.
welcome.
What does hoflation mean to you?
I didn't know what it meant.
You didn't know
either.
either. Did you know?
I just learned today.
You
The
just learned-
brains
and
on
you
this
just learned?
girl.
Yeah.
Okay,
Crazy.
All right. And did you know what
I
hoflation
have no
is?
idea.
Really? Wow. That's crazy.
Damn, Mo. Dina, is it the only
The
fans?
poor bitch.
This is the
Who would've thought?
It's the only fans.
Who would have thought?
Okay. All right. We're gonna get to the next super chat too. My boy Lord Peachy says, trying to humble Dina when you are the one who needs to stop eating your kids. Right?
Mhm.
Lord Peachy,
It's funny that you said, just according, I'm okay because at the end of the day, low vibrational. But it's funny that you choose the super chats and led with,
I didn't-
we're not going to be
Hold on,
reading
hold on,
super
hold on.
chats that are disrespectful
hold
to the
on,
ladies.
hold on, real quick. Hold on.
Yeah,
hold
you're
on.
reading disrespectful chats.
Hold on, real quick.
But go ahead.
When-
I'm okay. I'm
hold
fair
on.
game.
I don't choose what they super chat, right? I don't tell them what to do.
No, I'm saying
They're
choosing
coming
what
in.
you're reading.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, did
cool.
you felt disrespected because he
No,
said
not
eat
at
your
all.
kids?
Listen, everybody can have their opinion. I'm not worried about that.
Okay,
It does
so
not
when I
reflect negatively on my bank account.
okay, well,
It's all about the
hold
bank
on.
account.
The bank account.
She better be a millionaire, my nigga, because I swear to God.
We need the receipts.
I honestly
I
don't
wanna
care.
see.
I want you to understand something, right?
Mhm.
You may have money, and if you do, I'm happy for you.
Mhm.
Okay, but money doesn't attract men. And if it
And I led with saying I'm single and not accepting
but
applications.
your defense
so
to
where
everything
are you
is money.
getting that I want a
your,
man?
your defense to everything is money, money, money,
but
money,
where are you
money,
getting
money.
that I want a man?
It doesn't even have to be a man.
I'm
Any
saying
type
it-
of
I'm saying it-
argument or
Where are you
anything
getting
goes
that
to
one
Listen,
money.
hold on.
relationship?
Okay, so even if you don't want a man, what I'm saying is you constantly bringing up money. What is your point? Even if you made more money than everybody at the table, what do you gain out of that? Like, what does that do for you?
It was a solid response to an uneducated, ignorant woman that decided based on what she saw that I was a dick sucking, low vibrational, blah blah blah. But nobody wanted to focus on that because obviously she's a repeat person to this podcast, right? So nobody noticed that. But everybody wants to call out the fact that I have no problem saying with confidence that I have money.
No, I don't have anything
That makes
against
no
what you
sense to
said.
me.
Listen, I have nothing against what you said. The fact that you just keep bringing up money is kind of irritating to me because I make pretty good money too. But I'm not going to sit here and constantly bring up money because, listen, I come from Baltimore, Maryland, which is one of the brokest places on earth. I used to be poor.
But why are
I
you
would-
triggered? Nobody's even.
I'm not triggered. I'm just saying
Oh, okay.
I don't understand what the purpose of constantly bringing up money is. To be
What's
honest,
the purpose of her constantly saying that I'm sucking dick when I
She only
haven't?
said it
I haven't
once.
said a word.
Why
She
did
only
she
said
even
it
say
Why
once.
am I
once?
even bringing up
Why
in the conversation
even
if
say
you're
it
talking
once?
to him?
Have you seen
Okay,
me do it?
Dina-
Have you
Dina just
seen
did
me
that.
do it, Dina?
Okay, Dina
So
only
stop
did it
lying.
once. Dina only
Stop
did it
lying.
once, and that was after you said she was broke and poor after a
Exactly.
couple
You
times.
insulted me
So she did
more
it
than
once.
How is that
one
an
time.
insult?
Oh my goodness.
Are you broke? If the shoe fits,
You know
wear
what?
it.
okay, cool.
I'm
We're
gonna
ladies.
get real disrespectful in a second.
Do it.
no,
It's
okay.
unfiltered.
Promise.
All right, cool. Listen, ladies, we have other ladies at the table. I want to give you guys a chance to speak real quick. I have a question for you. So,
Don't hold back, Dina. Say what you got to say.
yo, unless you guys are gonna fight, let's go ahead and
Yeah.
pause that real quick. Okay.
I'm sure she wants a check out of it. Go ahead. Talk your shit, Dina.
Yo, what's good with her?
Did you guys pay her to come out on here and act?
Fuck
But
no.
bro, this is all unfiltered. This is organic. Okay, we don't pay anybody to do any
kidding.
weird shit like that. We're gonna move on real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is, when women say that they're tired of dating men, why is it that they usually go date women that look and act like men? And I want to start off with you.
I think it's because they.
Speak of the mic, please.
Why do women date men who
Yes.
look like men? Because
So think about it like this, right? A lot of women will come on here and they'll say, "I'm sick of men. I don't want to date men anymore." But they go date a woman that looks and acts like a man. Why do you think that is?
because that woman makes them feel safer by giving, but still gives them that superficial relationship they want, that dynamic power struggle between a man and a woman. But it's not a man; it's a woman who's not going to hurt her.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's a good answer.
That's a good
What about
answer.
you? What do you think about that?
I wouldn't know, but
Okay,
Why
just
the
give me,
heck
give me,
doesn't apply?
give me your
I think it's
honest
'cause
opinion on
they
it.
probably like know each other better than a man would know a woman.
That's actually pretty good point, I guess, right? Women know women. Okay, what about you? What do you think
Repeat
about
the
that?
question.
So when women say, because this happens a lot, especially on this show, women will come on here and say, "I'm done with men. Men are trash," right? Not considering the fact that they're the ones that are choosing these men, right?
Yep.
So they'll
Is
say,
that a direct question to me that you're posing as a passive aggressive question to everybody
What
else?
the fuck?
"Yo, hold on,
I'm asking.
hold on,
No, that's a legit
hold on,
question.
hold on. I'm one of the most honest people that I know.
Yeah, no.
Okay, if I have a problem with you, I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Please do.
Okay, so what does that have to do with you? Are you dating women?
I'm
Do
I'm
you
actually
date-
bisexual.
Okay, did I know that?
No, but you
Okay,
didn't ask.
Okay, so I don't need to ask what your sexuality is.
Oh, what?
I'm trying to figure out why
But
you
you
think.
said,
hold
did
on.
you ask?
I'm
And
trying
I
to
said you didn't
I'm trying to
ask.
figure out why you think I'm targeting you. I specifically changed the topic so that you guys didn't argue anymore.
No, I'm asking.
I'm
I saw that.
asking now.
So it's a question. I don't understand what
Okay,
you're getting
why
upset
do you feel like you're being targeted? No one
I'm
else
not.
felt that way.
I'm just saying, is that what it is?
It's not. And
Okay,
if
cool.
it was, I would
It's a
tell
yes
you.
or a no.
Okay, cool. So do you want to answer the question?
Cool. Yeah, sure. Can you reframe the question?
Okay,
I
so
didn't
why
remember
is it
what you
that
said.
when women say they're done dating men,
Sure.
they go date women that look and act like men?
When women are done dating men, they go date women, you just said. Or they
Correct.
date men.
But they're women that look like men.
Okay, you're very intelligent, and this is a
masculine.
very simple question.
Right.
Okay, what I'm asking is,
You just changed the gender. That's what
No,
I'm
I
asking
didn't.
you.
I just said
You said
when
women
I said-
leave
I-
men and
I-
they go to women.
yes, but
that
that's
is
what I said.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Okay,
Okay.
so again,
Right.
women that say they're done dating men, they'll
Absolutely.
go date a woman that still acts like a man, dresses up like a man,
Mhm,
and
masculine.
my
Got what
question
you're
is
saying.
why?
It doesn't apply.
Okay,
Because
but it didn't apply to her. She still gave me her opinion on
I
it.
would say it doesn't apply, but the women that I have looked into are always more feminine. So like I don't know because it really wouldn't apply. I wouldn't.
Okay, I see what
nothing
you're saying.
wrong with them. I prefer more feminine woman if
Okay.
I choose a woman.
But you know,
So I
most
wouldn't
women
know.
do that though. So why do you think they do that?
Maybe behind closed doors, maybe that person is more feminine behind closed doors and then, is more masculine in public.
You know what?
It could be.
It could be. I
People
guess
don't always portray who they are in society, and behind closed doors, they're different.
Because
so that could be it.
because men kind of, if a guy is with a woman that he really trusts, behind
They
closed,
open up. Exactly. Pillow talk.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I
They
see what
start
you're
being more
saying.
vulnerable.
Okay, cool. What about you? What's your opinion on that?
I think that I could see it just being like something like they're like, I failed a bunch at this thing, so let me just try the other thing and see how
Okay.
that one goes.
So
like,
like
cross your fingers, hope for the best.
kind of like the next
might be
best
right.
thing type of thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. What about you?
I'm not really sure, but I just feel like women are inherently attracted to masculine energy, and the women who aren't attracted to masculine energy and they don't seek that out, even if they go for a more feminine man or they go for a more feminine woman, I just think that they have deep rooted trauma and they are in their masculine, and that's why they just don't want someone just like them, because they like being the person in power.
Wow. Okay. I
Good
like
response.
that. Yeah,
That was
that's a
good
really
one.
good one. What
Thank
about you?
you.
What do you think about that?
You guys are gonna think I'm trying to be funny, but I actually agree with you, in the sense that it doesn't apply to me because I am bi. But for me, like I would
Wait,
when
you're bi
I
too?
look, you know that. Come on,
Fuck, I
stop acting
forgot, bro.
stupid.
I know
Uh,
dead ass. Dead ass. I don't remember that.
I would just don't use
So-
some lobs.
Yeah. There's girls that come on here all the
For
time.
me, if I am looking for a girl, it's for that feminine aspect.
Okay.
You get me? So when I date a guy, it's because I want a guy.
Okay.
Like,
I have
you know what I mean?
I have
So
a
I
follow-up
wouldn't-
question. Why do you guys think there's so much domestic violence between women and women relationships?
That's too much emotions under one house.
I agree with
under
that.
one roof.
Anybody else want to take that?
No, I agree with her.
Men are supposed to be stoic in the relationship. You get
Mhm.
me? Like they're the ones that kind of tone
Yeah.
us down a little bit,
Okay.
right? They're the ones that kind of
Yeah.
like get us
Yeah,
to
men
be
won't hit women because
more
they're trained
logical.
not to.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
They're brought up right not to disrespect women with their hands. So
Okay.
women
Yeah.
don't have that training. They'll just go to town on each other.
Okay.
And-
To town on it.
Yeah,
You had
it's
something you wanted to
crazy.
say?
Pun intended. No, I think also with women, I lost my train of thought. I think also with women, we know what we are like behind closed doors. So, for example, if you take like a heterosexual relationship, there's always that thing. Well, maybe he's doing this. As a woman, you know exactly what goes through your own mind that could be applicable to your mate. Therefore, if you're toxic, you kind of can identify toxic behavior in your mate. I think
Okay.
easier because you're the same sex.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna get to the super chats real quick too, man. My man Lord PG says, I've never seen a product at bed. Are you argue so much? I've never seen a product at beds. Kind of confused there, Lord PG. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Okay, so quick question. Why do women claim that they don't need men? Anybody can take this one.
Yep. Because they're used to them not being there, and so they've learned to compensate for that, and so they get all these skills that men typically take care for them, take care for them. So they end up feeling like, oh, I can do it all myself. But realistically, that woman who's doing all of it herself, it's too much. It's overwhelming. It's a burden, and she can't. And some of them will delusionally continue to think that, well, being in an unstable position because they just can't emotionally control all of that.
Mhm.
And so a lot of it's pride
Okay.
and arrogance.
So
So,
is it like
they get stuck in the pride.
It
of
comes from a trauma response.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yo, we got a lot of intelligent women.
Yeah,
today.
we do. I will say this panel is very intelligent. Why do you think men never say, I don't need women?
Because
they do.
they're oh sorry.
But this is a
sorry,
good
he's looking
follow-up
at me.
question, right?
It
Because I've never, no matter what a guy's going through, I've never heard any guy ever say, we don't need women. I've
Yeah.
never heard him
Well,
say
when
that.
you think about it, women are they have the ability biologically to pick their perfect mate and to wait a long period of time to do that. So they don't have the same struggle with the issue and desires that men have constantly that they're battling, so men feel like more urgent to get what they want, where women can absolutely abstain for as long as they want.
Okay,
And to follow
That
up on
makes
that,
sense.
go ahead.
they can, for the most part, if you're a cis man, right, you can't get yourself pregnant. Whereas women have options. We have sperm banks, we have one night stands, we have solid partners, whatever. So biologically, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, that's fair. Earlier, you had a question you wanted to ask the panel?
Oh no, it was for her, but
Okay.
it was a while
It was
ago,
a
so
while
I
ago.
forgot it.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
I just think that women are not made. So sorry. I just think that women were not made to provide for men. So when a woman does do that, she obviously builds up resentment, or she will do something for a man, but not out of the goodness of her heart. She will do something for a man, like pay for his degree, just to like throw it back in his face. Oh, I did this for you, so you owe me this. But
Wow.
men, they're used to providing for women. They know that that's what they're supposed to do, so they'll never throw it back in a woman's face. And a man can technically cook and clean for himself, and a woman can provide for herself in this day and age. But I just think it's about serving each other in love, and you need to have that respect for each other in order to do that. It's just now we just both genders, they don't respect each other at all
To
anymore.
offer Roberto,
hold
just to
on.
give you, as it applies to my situation, if you don't mind here.
I'm
Wait.
sorry. Go ahead.
That was never the case. It's just that we built together, and so we had children, so it made most financial sense. He couldn't provide for his own degree, so we made a decision to take care of it. And now look at the fruits of our labor. We're seeing it. Our son at 19 is the COO of our company. Most people can't say, here's generational wealth on their 19th birthday. We can.
Okay. And here's what I'll say too. Kiera?
Kyria.
Kyria. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Okay. Can I call you Kay? I don't want to kill your name like that.
I know.
Sure.
So I will say this. The issue will I love everything you said. You're
Okay.
very smart.
Thank
The
you.
issue is that men and women show love differently,
Mhm.
right?
Very
And
much so.
so while you think, not you, but most women think that the way you show love is the way that we should also show love. That's one of the issues that we have in relationships. The way that men show love, at least for myself, I'm speaking, I like to provide, protect, and I like to provision, right? And I will do all of that. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm loving my girl, I'm loving my woman. She'll turn around and say, "You're not being loving to me, right? You didn't get me the flowers, you didn't get me the, the little card." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm showing you all the love that I can show you, right?" And so we have a big disconnect right there. Why do you think that women don't understand that men show love differently?
I know you said not to talk about religion, but I'm going to bring it up just for this answer. I think that when a couple bases their relationship on the Bible or on God, then they don't have those problems because the Bible literally says what each of them are supposed to do, and then they follow that because the Bible is their truth. They don't let social media or external factors try to say, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" They follow what is in the book
Okay.
because of what they believe in. And I think that there's also a matter of learning each other's love language as well. And once you learn that, how you give it, how you receive it, which is also something that you grow up with, that's how you figure it out, then it works out a little bit more. But you have to take the time and have the patience to get to know the other person and not just bounce from one to another. You know what I mean?
Okay, quick question for you.
Mhm.
Is a man greater than a woman, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody agree with that, right?
Agree.
Agree?
Greater? What do you mean?
I mean, come on.
No.
Equal of
Very
respect, not
specific.
equal of ability.
Okay. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Equal of respect, she said?
I believe that men are greater than women in pretty much all aspects.
Okay.
Okay. Do you agree with that?
I do not,
Why not?
because I don't. I mean, you're asking me, so don't say I'm coming from a place of arrogance or money, whatever. I think we're equal. And I also think if we're honest, women can definitely take the lead and say, I'm not coming from a feminist perspective before all the chat tries to talk their shit. I think it depends on a lot of factors. So to just say yes, men, no, I don't believe that at all.
Okay, but are you religious?
I'm very religious. So right. So my second part to that was I was agreeing with her. I was like shaking my head. Yes, if I'm married, absolutely, the man took the lead. I definitely was the traditional biblical wife. I'm not married, and I'm currently trying to get out of it. And I'm also not in a relationship. So it doesn't apply. As it applies to my current situation, no, I don't think.
But shouldn't you hold yourself as a biblical woman in a relationship and out of a relationship?
Amen.
Yo,
Yes. And I do.
That's why you're cuffed.
And I do. And I do.
You can't.
I chose to be uncuffed, but okay.
You can't be, you can't be a religious on Monday and then just be, atheist on
Agreed.
Tuesday.
And that's definitely not what I said. But so what I said is if I'm in a marriage, right, I apply biblical principle to the marriage part of it. So I'm not saying,
okay,
as soon as I'm not married, I'm a big, fuck the Bible. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I just said as it relates to my relationship status. So if I'm not married, how is marriage principles going to apply? I'm
Okay.
single.
Here's the problem I have with that, right?
Sure.
And I'm not speaking necessarily just at you, but in general, is that women come on here and they say, I'm going to go ahead and be wifey when we get engaged.
Correct.
And our argument is, how will you ever get engaged if you're not wifey, right? And you have to let the guy lead from the beginning. You can't let him lead after a year.
I agree, Eric. But my thing is, and I've led from the beginning, I am single. I'm intentionally single. I do not even said I'm not accepting applications, whether the chat or anybody else thinks that I'm allowed to accept or not. I am intentional in saying I am not seeking marriage, fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay,
I'm like,
but you said
I'm single.
You said you were religious, right?
Absolutely.
So if you are religious, there's a lot of biblical aspects that you have to apply to your life.
Absolutely.
Even as a non-married woman. So
Absolutely.
for example, like the whole Proverbs 31 woman, it doesn't apply just to married women. You have to hold yourself as a wife. So for example, you are a wife. You become his wife when he is married to you.
Right.
They say he who finds a wife finds a good thing, right?
Right.
So
No,
if he-
she knows.
So if
I'm
so
like,
if he doesn't find, so if a man looks at you and doesn't see a wife, then he's not going to make you his wife.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. So you have to carry yourself as a wife. Like before I found before my boyfriend found me,
right.
I already tried to train myself to cook from scratch, to
Right.
clean. And that's how I got big on TikTok. But I was just teaching myself
I
because
want
I
to
was
check out your channel, by the way. You
Thank
better
you.
plug it.
I was
Yeah.
in preparation for marriage. I was in preparation for what I know God will provide for me.
Absolutely.
Because you have to prepare for what you pray for, or else
Absolutely.
what are
I
you
agree.
praying for? You know what I mean?
But one thing,
Mhm.
big difference. You're how old?
20.
Okay, so you're 20 and you're telling somebody almost double your age.
No,
somebody that hold on.
That
Dina,
doesn't make
no,
it-
this is
Dina,
me
I
responding
didn't
to
even
her.
say a word.
Dina,
Sorry.
it's me.
Sam, give me a second.
I didn't even say anything.
I was just in anticipation
I
of
don't-
you like talking your shit. So my thing is with you, okay? Yes, totally on board. Understand what you're talking about, but I've lived it, done it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, I'm removing myself from my marriage, also removing myself from any potential suitors to live a more biblical life because I do not want to entertain that at this time. Do you get what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that because I'm no longer in a relationship, I'm not like, again, fuck the Bible. No, my mindset is on doing my next step of my son's legacy, which is nonprofit work and nonprofit organizations. No time for men.
Are you hoping
Okay.
you're not hoping to get married and like remarried
Again?
in the future or anything like that? So you want to
Not
be
at all.
single and just
Very
for the
much
rest
so.
of your life? Okay.
Well, I can't tell you for the rest of my life. For the immediate future, yes, very much single.
But
Okay.
I think Curious points are excellent. And I'm going to say, as an older woman with experience, my relationships have failed because I didn't desire to be that woman, that Proverbs 31 woman who was providing that skill of being a woman in a relationship.
Yeah.
And those relationships failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'll say?
I love the accountability.
Oh,
Okay. Accountability.
You know what I'll say? You two, the difference between you two is you're a lot more feminine.
Mhm. Oh, agreed.
And that
Agreed.
she could be the most amazing person, right? But if she's masculine, combative, argumentative,
Mhm.
which was what you've been,
Mhm.
it's a complete turnoff to any potential guys out there that may find you attractive.
Yet I've had no problem with that.
I don't how
So-
it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
I want
because it depends on really depends on the type of men that are seeking, for example, a more feminine woman and a woman that is more masculine, right? So hold on.
hold on. Why would guys be seeking masculine women? It makes no sense.
Well, when you say masculine, are you saying masculine because I exhibit traits that are considered manly, assertiveness, aggressiveness? So then what you're saying is that men are threatened by women that are successful, that have their own money, that are able to provide with or without them.
Men are threatened
Is
by
that
that
what-
behavior regardless.
Absolutely.
Because that's how men threaten other men.
Right. And so why would I seek that type of man that is not confident enough in himself to be secure with a woman that is secure?
No, that doesn't make any
What?
sense.
It does though. It
That
does.
doesn't make any sense. Why do I have to come into a relationship where I have to be confident enough into dealing with you being argumentative, combative?
I'm not being argumentative. I'm just not giving you your talking piece that you want me
Well,
to.
hold on. You won't
give
even let
you.
me talk.
I'm offering you my response.
Yeah, but
But he was talking.
Yeah,
But was he not
think,
talking?
Think about that,
Okay,
right?
I'm gonna be quiet
listen,
so you can finish. Let me know when I can talk.
hypothetically speaking, let's say me and you were dating, right? I have to come home after working really, really hard to come home to you arguing with me about God knows what. Maybe I didn't pick up my phone. Maybe I didn't call you. Maybe I left the living room a mess. And we're going to argue with that. And the number one thing that a man, well, first of all, after being needed, because all men want to feel like we're needed, right? That's what gives us a purpose in life, right? After that, the number two thing we're looking for is peace. I just want peace.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
And you would not give me peace.
Okay. It's funny that you can make that assumption based on less than an hour. I will tell you, I was married for over 15 years. So clearly that's debunked. If there was an issue, he wouldn't have wifed it. He wouldn't have had 2 kids and committed for that long.
Yeah, but people stay in toxic relationships.
A Latino man,
all the
a
time.
Puerto Rican man.
I'm Puerto Rican. I've been in a 12-year relationship.
And you just admitted that you
So-
wouldn't stay with me for 15 years.
Yeah, but now after going through a 12-year relationship, I wouldn't do it. But some people do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because they don't know any better.
So here's what I say. Shout out to Lord Peachy. Everyone just remember, Dina gonna leave with 100 DMs and Pumbaa gonna leave with 100 wings from KFC.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'll cry my
ask
way
us-
with like my $100 bills. I'll make sure to like so fed up.
Let's do
You
some
see?
games or something.
Real
Because
quick,
you
man.
guys think you're doing something with the weight.
No,
thing.
it comes.
I'm very
no,
Hold on,
confident.
first of all,
Right.
honestly,
You're not
he
gonna
didn't-
humble
he-
me with
real
weight.
quick.
Cool,
Hold
that's
on,
fine,
before
but
we
he
get
didn't
to
want to
that.
read that super
Yeah,
chat
real quick
anyways.
before we get to that, man. Lord
Sure.
Peachy says, I thought this was Unfiltered Podcast. Now I'm watching Eric Tammy. All right, Lord Peachy, do me a favor, man. You have some really good questions, man. Go ahead and ask us some really good questions real quick too. I didn't see that one from David Jones. Pull it up over here. Girl, you're the one attacking Dina for the you're the one bringing up class and money in a judgmental way. You get mad when you're at the receiving end.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you
Because-
agree with that?
Well, what I'm saying is factual. So you guys asked me. In fact, Dina asked me how much money, which I don't.
I
think
didn't
you
ask
go
you
around.
that.
This was before, and I was like, okay. And then you said something. You can
No,
replay
the
it.
question was,
You can replay. Let me finish
how much
my
does a man?
thoughts,
No,
Dina.
because
There
now
you
you're
go.
putting words in my
There
mouth.
you go.
The question
This
that
is
was
the Dina
asked,
show. Let her take over. She
Actually,
wants
the only
to hear
bitch that's
herself.
been talking is you. I haven't
It's
said
funny
a word
that you
in
have
more
to
than
call
30
me out of
minutes.
my name.
It's,
You don't want
you've been
to go there
calling
with
me
me,
out of my
Dina.
name this entire
I have
time.
not cursed at you
Mama.
once, sweetheart.
Okay, so
Mama.
anyways, the question was,
I'm not the one.
how much does a man have to make to be on your roster? That's when I asked you, okay,
Right.
give us a number.
Why do you fucking
Nobody
care?
asked you
Kyria,
how
actually,
much
you asked the
money
question.
you
Care.
But it
asked.
wasn't her. It was the chat. that
Okay,
asked.
okay, so hold on.
Exactly.
So
Nobody
back to
asked
you
you how
because
much
nobody
money
even
you
asked you
asked.
why.
No,
How
no,
is this
but-
question relevant to you? So my
Because
point
you
is,
brought my name up.
because
So
you
if you're gonna
interjected in
put
the
words
first
into my
question,
mouth,
Dina.
I'm going to correct you.
Oh, okay. But go ahead and correct with facts because you're
I
not
just
saying anything
did.
factual.
I just did.
Okay,
Literally
ask
just
yourself
did.
as a 38-year-old woman why you're asking me what is acceptable money to be on my roster.
Actually, it was a chat
It was a
question.
chat.
So why are you reading out the chat?
And
He's the podcast host.
Because
I
you-
actually
because
asked that
it could-
question, not Dina.
She's being very
Uh-huh.
combative. I'm good. I'm
Super
not even
combative.
Yo,
gonna-
can I ask you a question?
I'm not even gonna-
Everyone here has been talking.
Sure.
What's your problem with her specifically?
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't.
because every
She
time I
has
open
been
my
the
mouth,
let's
it's
only
an
talk,
issue.
let's
one.
talk, let's talk.
This is why. It's like if you go to a podcast, you have podcast etiquette. For as
How many
much
podcasts
shit,
have you
there we
been
go.
on?
For as much shit as you guys talk about Fresh and Fit, I did not have this problem with that group of women.
Well, apparently you didn't say anything over there.
I said a whole lot at Fresh
Well,
and Fit.
apparently you didn't.
I said a whole lot at Fresh and Fit, and even for being as toxic masculinity as everybody claims Myron and Fresh are, I still didn't get disrespect out of them. Okay,
Well, but you're-
why is that?
Hold on.
Because we have females don't let us finish our conversation. So maybe brush up on podcast etiquette because you need it.
Well, first
Wow.
of all, when we talk about shit about FNF, too, we're not disrespecting you.
Yeah, I don't see how we're disrespecting you. And number two, I find it hard to believe that that chat wasn't
Didn't
worse than
work.
our chat.
Correct.
Yeah.
Your chat's
That-
correct.
they're bad.
That
That's
chat
okay.
is crazy.
And like I've always said, I'm okay with people having opinions because everyone has one. I don't mind that. But when I'm
Unless
trying to
your
get
name
my
is Dina.
there we go. When I'm trying to finish my point and we have peanut gallery that's just interjecting with their non-educated opinions, like sure,
I think
offer
Dina's
them
Why
when
real.
I'm
is my
done.
educated?
Offer
Why
them
is
when I'm
my
done.
opinion non-educated, but
Because you make
everybody
no
else
sense.
is?
No,
You
I
haven't
think
brought
Dina's
anything to the
real. She's
table.
real.
That's
I
fine.
love Dina's
I don't
opinion.
understand.
We
I like
stand
Dina's
Dina.
You know
opinion.
why? You want to know why you don't like my opinions?
Because it
they
doesn't make sense.
no, because they don't
I didn't
cater
say
to the
anything.
There's
delusion
several
that
other
you
women,
have
though,
going
that
on
think
in
she
your
makes
head.
sense.
No,
True.
but
That's
Dina,
what it is.
Dina
Okay.
even humbled me.
When you guys are
Yeah,
done,
She
she
gave me a
taught me.
3, okay? And I have no problem with Dina because she's
When you
real and she laid it
guys-
to me straight.
Let me ask you a
Myron
question.
humbled me at 1, and I still respected him. It has nothing to do with opinions. She
'Cause he
also
has a
brought
dick.
a lot. If you're implying that I want or need Myron,
No,
it's
what
laughable.
I'm implying is that if I had
It's
a dick, you
laughable
would
that you
have a lot more
continue
respect for what
to
I have to
sex
say.
shame me when
That's
you
what
know
I'm
nothing
saying.
about me. Now, Kay offered multiple different opinions. Some were against, I guess, me or not. And was I disrespectful? No, because she makes sense. She brings out biblical teaching. She's making a lot of sense. I appreciate your commentary.
Okay, so can I
Go ahead.
add to what
Yeah,
she
go ahead.
said?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so as I don't want to butcher your name either.
You could
As
say Kay.
Kay was saying,
That's easier.
when you are a Proverbs 31 woman, you don't let the actions of your previous relationships or the actions of
What do
other
you know about
people.
Proverbs 31?
Again,
I'm doing what
I'm
you do. What
talking.
do you know about Proverbs 31?
I actually know a lot about
Yeah.
it because
Go
I
ahead and
was a
school
wife
us.
too.
Go
I
ahead
was a
and
wife
school
too
us.
for 10 years
Go
to a
ahead,
high value
school.
man who was high value on his own. I didn't have
Did
to
you
make
marry
him
up?
that way.
I think you did
No,
marry up.
I didn't.
I think you did.
Actually, no, mamita,
I
I
think you
didn't.
did,
No, I
mamita.
didn't.
I
So
think you
again,
did.
back to what I was saying before I was really interrupted. As
Just
a
doing what
Proverbs
you're doing,
31
babes.
woman, you don't let the actions of someone else dictate yours.
Mhm.
The moment that you go into the world and you begin to let others dictate your actions, you are no longer yourself. You are just a shell of the human being that you aspire to be.
Okay, quick question for you. I don't know what Proverbs 31 is. Can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, enlighten
Yeah.
us.
It's actually a long verse in the Bible. It's a multiple of verses in the Bible that literally go line by line and teach a woman how to be a woman, how to be a feminine woman in God's eyes. It's how to be a wife, how to be a daughter, how to be a sister, how to be a mother. It's literally instructions.
Damn. We need to
I need to
post
read
that
that
on the
shit.
table for the ladies to come on here.
Anyone
Yeah.
got a
Kay,
Bible they can
Kay,
pull out?
Kay,
It is.
I
Yeah.
know that you said you've read it in great detail. So can you like give us more than what she gave us? Can you give us some of the actual scripture?
Oh, so I can quote the Bible, but I don't know the specific numbers. You're gonna have to ask Sam.
You can quote it though, right?
Okay,
The
Sam.
Proverbs 31.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just some of the. I'm not the whole thing.
Oh, can we
what you
just do
can-
like a quick brief?
I actually
Sure.
think. Do you want to read it out loud? You have it up. No.
If anybody
It's-
has
It
it.
seems like it's pretty long.
It's
It is
basically
very
the,
long.
it's the fruit of the spirit, which means being love and kind and morally sound and putting others before yourself.
Okay.
And that's for
Okay.
men and women throughout the scripture. Proverbs 31 just directly addresses women.
Okay.
sounds
Okay. I will agree with you on
They
that. 'cause-
also like mention like a wise woman builds her home,
Mhm.
a foolish
Right.
woman tears it down.
Yeah.
Right.
They also
Yeah.
mention that
Yo, I love
need to
this.
read
No,
this.
I love
Read it.
this. I love this. No,
It's a
I-
very
I-
powerful.
Bro, listen,
it's
it's
very-
amazing how one verse in the Bible, the way they're reading it and talking about it, I'm like, yo, a woman like that, beautiful.
It's a
right?
beautiful
No.
verse.
It's a beautiful
Well,
thing.
really
actually,
is. It
Curie
is.
and I host a podcast
Really?
about it.
Okay,
Yeah, big plug.
cool.
I've
Oh,
actually
shit.
looked into
Oh,
it.
I love that.
It's called The Most Successful Failure.
no, it's not.
Can
Sorry,
you-
I
this is,
switched
uh,
it. I changed it.
Can you
Oh,
plug
you
it?
changed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I co-host the podcast with Sam. It's
Okay.
like a Bible study, sort of.
For traditional women.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
What is it?
It's called Scripture Unscripted.
Wow.
So
Scripture
It's,
unscripted.
yeah, it's
You know what?
new. It's really
I,
new.
I'm gonna tell you something about myself because I'm not very religious. I don't even believe in that. Lately, I have been looking into it. You know that.
All men are religious.
When women, okay, in a way,
Depends what they worship. That's
exactly.
it.
I will say, and that's what I was gonna say to an extent, right?
So,
But when I see women like you, it does make me wonder because I'm like, yo, bro, why isn't every woman reading this shit?
Yeah.
mhm.
Why isn't every
So-
woman reading this?
For you, you would have to read Ephesians 5. That's
Okay.
the one for men.
Well, the one thing I was gonna say about you is you said that one was specifically targeted towards women.
Mhm.
Because when you said for men and women, I was gonna say that doesn't necessarily apply to. I don't think when I think of a guy like a real man, I don't see that verse applying to men, right?
Like the scripture literally says it's better to live on your own in the desert than to deal with a nagging wife.
Well, the
Oh, I
well,
love
yeah.
that shit.
And
yo.
It does.
the-
You guys on board?
I love that shit.
The Bible also
He's
says
gonna have this posted by
that-
the door.
No, yeah, no, because
He
like
should. It's a good one.
I want to get to the super chats real quick. I'm
Okay,
so
sure.
sorry. Shout out to Michael, man. You've been a member for 3 months now. Okay, so they're talking about you. Says you need to remove yourself from the podcast, and he recommends that you go to a gym. Okay, Michael.
Thank you for the feedback.
Appreciate the membership, man. Make sure you guys become members. Actually, why is he in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah, he is. Okay, shout out to you, man. We appreciate you. Michael again with a donation. Tamzil, man. Much love to you, brother.
That was a different Michael.
That was a different Michael. Shout out to you, brother. Michael Jones says, Dina is the greatest win woman tonight. She's triggering a 39-year-old and increasing the marriage market value of the 20-year-old at once. Okay, so I guess you. She's the
I think
female
Kay
Tom
does that by
Brady.
herself.
Yeah, you know what?
She's classy.
I will say that, man.
Yeah.
You're super cool right there. You come on a podcast, start being disrespectful to others. The chat's gonna come at you. Chat saying kick her off.
Mhm.
Okay, chat. Yeah, you know what? I will admit you are very disrespectful.
Okay.
I will admit that even to me. And if I'm being honest, if this was me a few months ago, yeah, and then also you talk about Myron. Me and Myron were very close at one point in time. Like
I don't know anything about you.
like
so no, I
like
wouldn't know
brothers.
that.
So if me and Myron literally agree on every single thing. So yeah, I've changed a lot. That's a good thing for you.
Bad.
Would you like me to leave? I would not want to be
I'm
here. if
not
didn't
kicking
want
you
me
out.
to.
I'm just
I mean,
saying,
if you want to, I'm okay with
so my
leaving.
man, fuck, what was it? He also super chatted. It was another one right here.
Michael? That's her dad.
Yes, Michael. Oh shoot, shout out
That's
to
her
Michael.
dad.
Oh, I
Her
didn't know
dad.
that. Okay, super proud of my special K. Okay.
Aw. Special K is a drug, though.
No,
Hey,
wait,
He didn't know that. He didn't know
wait,
that.
wait. I
Ruin
wait,
it.
hold on,
Don't
hold on.
ruin it.
Hold
It's
on.
wholesome.
Yo,
Leave it that way.
Yeah, no.
Cereal too.
Isn't Special K a
Yeah,
cereal?
it's
Yeah.
cereal.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
let's not ruin this beautiful moment.
I
God
know,
damn
right?
it.
Shout out to you. Yeah,
Most
you know,
wholesome
and
moment
you
we
know,
had.
I will
No,
say,
I love it.
there's something about women that have active fathers in their lives.
Yeah.
They just come out better.
I
Yes.
didn't.
Yeah.
They come
I
out, but
agree.
not,
Didn't.
it doesn't apply for all of them. But
No.
but I would say,
No,
what do you mean you didn't?
I didn't.
Like you didn't have a father
Not
or
really.
an active father.
No.
Okay, that's what he's
No,
saying.
no. But
This is-
I'm saying in general, I believe that out of the thousands of women that we've had come to this podcast, the women that typically tend to kind of agree with the traditional values that we uphold are women that have active fathers,
Mhm.
Yes.
women that have brothers, right? And women that have seen other men that they love suffer. Because it's not until you see a man suffer as a woman that you say, you know what, that's unfair. But typically, if women don't have any fathers or brothers or father figures, they're like, fuck, man.
Facts.
I don't care about men. And I have this saying, right? I've never seen a stripper that had a good relationship with her father. I
Mhm.
have yet to meet one stripper that has come to this show, or OnlyFans creator, or prostitute, or escort, any of those that say, you know what? I have the best relationship with my father, and he loves what I do. I've never seen it, ladies.
I like to ask men what privilege they have working outside and doing the dirty jobs.
What, I'm sorry. What privilege we have?
Yeah, in terms of what is their real privilege? It's working outside and doing the harder jobs.
I see what you're saying. I think for men, the privilege is just the satisfaction of knowing that you are taking care of people you love. When my kids were born, that was the first time I've ever felt needed in life. Okay, that was what woke me up. Before my kids, I was a fucking mess. I didn't have a father figure. I never met my father. My mother, unfortunately, was trying to fill herself up. Ew, I didn't mean it like that. With men, right? She was trying to, fill a void with men, right? Sorry, guys. Sorry, chat. I apologize about that.
No, but it was literal and
Yes,
metaphorical
literal,
as
yeah.
well.
So I
You
guess
mean,
what I'm
seeking
saying,
validation. in
seeking
them? Okay.
validation, right? And it really scarred me because I looked at women the way that I saw her act, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, all women are hoes, right? And it wasn't until, I went to prison, I went to jail, I went to group homes, I went to all that, right? And when my kids were born, it was something about just knowing that this little kid needed me,
Mhm.
right? And then my son came, I was like, they need me, they need me, they need me. That is the most purpose I've ever felt my whole entire life. And to this day, I literally live for my kids to this very day. So yeah, I think the satisfaction of knowing like I sleep 2 hours a day. Every single day I go home, I work. I think tonight's probably gonna be the first night that I'm gonna get like 4 hours of sleep because we don't have a show tomorrow. But I'm on 2 hours. Sometimes we don't. She tells me, she's like, "Oh, can we watch something together?" There's no time, right?
Mhm.
But it does the satisfaction of knowing that all of our bills are paid. We're not hungry. It gives me that satisfaction. So I would say, and I'm not even working what most guys are, which is construction. The oil fields, farming.
Mhm.
I don't even. My job is easy compared to them. I always think the chat, right? If it wasn't for you guys, I'd be out there having to do something too. So that's why I love the chat, man. I appreciate you guys so much. You want to answer that one real quick?
Honestly, it's different for me because I don't have any kids. So the satisfaction for me is being able to live the lifestyle most guys dream about when they're kids. Like all the kids, they want to have the girls, they want to have the cars, they want to have the money, they want to be successful. I feel like the fact that I'm achieving that at such a young age, that gives me that satisfaction to keep even doing it more and more and more. See what I can achieve once I hit my 30s, 40s.
Okay. And real quick, someone in the chat just has a question for you.
Sure.
You were on Fresh and Fit.
Yes.
And you and Myron actually got along.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't disrespectful to me.
Okay.
He just rated. I mean, I would say maybe the chat was like roasting because
Mhm.
it was a low rating,
Yeah.
but I mean, there was no hard feelings.
Okay,
An
cool.
opinion is an opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Question for the ladies. We're gonna move on. Why do women pride themselves on being independent, having their own money? And these things are typically things that don't attract men. So why do women do that in today's society, right?
I think it's because we live in a very individualistic and materialistic society, and men usually associate their worth with whatever tangible value they bring. And women, ever since the feminist movement, were not taught to pride themselves or empower themselves based on their innate value at all. So they're trying to be like men. They're trying to compete with men, and they're trying to prove that they are equal to men, even though we are literally equal right now. I have no idea what everyone's fighting about, but I think that women pride themselves on doing it because it's just everyone before, like I guess 50 years ago, said women can't do it. So then they had to say, oh, I can do it. But if you just really put into perspective, we women have the power to literally raise the next generation, but we're always looking outside of the four walls of our home, and we're not paying attention to our home. We're paying attention to everything outside, and we think that we would be more worthy if we were out working, trying to change the world. But you could literally change the world from the walls of your own home, but we are always giving that up to prove that we're equal to a man.
Wow.
You're
Okay,
so
cool.
profound.
And we
Go
also just got
ahead.
a super chat right now saying
Yeah.
Special K mom watching live from London. That's love.
You have such a cute family. I love
So
that.
supportive. When you become a mother, you're going to be a very good mother.
Into
That's
my-
very
Thank
sorry.
you.
That's very obvious because you have a strong principle, strong biblical principle, and you'll apply that to your children, so that future generations will be able to benefit from having children like yours in their classrooms. So thank you for our future.
Okay. That's fair to say. Thank you so much. What about you? Why do you think that is?
I think it's a trauma response,
Yeah, period.
like
Mhm.
point blank, period. Because I mean, me being a woman that did have a dad in my life and stuff like that, like I don't think that way. I am very hyper independent in the sense that yeah, I pay all my own bills, yeah, I make good money, yeah, whatever. But I'm the last person you will ever hear saying I don't need a man. Like no, I'm the complete opposite. Like I do need a man. Every woman needs a man. We're not designed to be alone. Like it's just not the way things should be. You know.
Completely agree.
I
with you.
appreciate you saying that. What about you?
I agree. It's a trauma response. I didn't have a brother or a father that was willing to help me with these things. I'm thankful for the men in my life who've come into my life in different venues, work, family members now that do this for me. It just creates such a relief for me that they're there to do that. I am obviously a breadwinner in my family, so it's just trust issues that I'm able to provide for myself, my son, and take care of the people that I need to, regardless, without having any sort of interference from someone else, because the people that did interfere were not safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not safe.
All right. Yeah. I like these answers. What about you?
So growing up, I've seen and heard like a lot of different things. So sometimes the woman can really count on the man. The woman can really count on the man. So sometimes like the man is either too abusive to the child and is a danger to the family, and sometimes like that. So it's like
God, there's some trauma in there.
it's okay.
It's okay. There's some trauma in there. I can hear it, man.
I mean, nah, it's just sitting here for too long.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
I have that.
To be fair, and listen, because when you're on a platform like this, it can be kind of, a lot of people get embarrassed. I'm gonna tell you, I got trauma in my life,
Mhm.
and I would bet that everybody here has
Yep.
some type of trauma in their life. So
Mhm.
don't feel any
Yeah.
type of way, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to continue?
Not really, but
No. Okay, that's fine. All right, cool.
Yes.
Do me a favor, just move it to the table. What about you?
And also, I think you need to take into consideration who's raising the children. So if it's not a direct trauma, like like for example, take me,
Mhm.
it might not be my trauma. It might be being raised by a woman that was traumatized.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, why this displayed way before I got married was because my mother was definitely traumatized.
Okay.
So we were instilled since little.
Mhm.
We do not depend on men.
Correct.
So if that's what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then that's your normal. Do you
Okay.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my mom was very, very
So is it fair to say that I would think that a lot of women are becoming the men that they want to date right?
Yeah.
When you're growing up with a single mother, like you just said, it is a defense mechanism. And I think it's horrible. I personally think it's horrible, right?
But wait, let me just counter that to say my father was very present. He is deceased now, but it was never like she had to be single because he wasn't providing. They were just
but
divorced.
so why was she growing you up with that mentality? Why was
Well, she's from Bolivia, which is the poorest country in South America back then. I'm
Okay, I
assuming
thought that was
demographics.
Venezuela, but okay.
I mean I'm assuming it's the same.
Okay, but again, my question is, if you have a present father and he was providing, why is your mother raising you up with the "we don't need men" mentality?
Because she came from a country that was very poor to come to the United States to be a nanny in Palm Beach, like the island.
Okay.
So imagine the contrast. Like one day you got no shoes, the next day you're sitting as a nanny for a millionaire.
Yeah. But it still doesn't make any sense to me. If you have a present father, why is she teaching you these beliefs? It makes no sense.
Because there was trauma from before my father. So it was like trauma from her childhood.
I see what you're saying.
Because she's very poor.
Projecting
right,
her
very much,
situation
right.
onto you.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, cool. Moving on. What about you? What do you think?
No, I definitely agree with her because, like, I mean, we talked about yesterday how I didn't have my real father like in my life, and I had like a stepdad and stuff. But I grew up with a single mother for a really long time, and she was the same way. Like, always told me like, you do not need a man. Go get things yourself, like do everything yourself. She wanted me to be hyper independent, and I am to a degree, but I'm also like so lovey and like, kind of thing. But it's like, I get that it's definitely a trauma response that you project onto your children.
It's amazing to me how women go through life saying, I don't need a man, I don't want a man. And then when they hit 30, 35, they're like, damn, I just want a good man, right? I just want a good man.
But why does it surprise you when you see women in denial all the time?
Well, I would say that as much as women claim that they're smarter than men and they're more mature, I would say that you guys operate off of feelings and emotions, and men operate off logic, right? And so I'm not saying that we're better than, well, technically we are better than you. I've already established that, right? But I think we're just more logical, man. I don't sit here and really operate in my feelings. I know, like when she's my girlfriend, right? And when we have a problem, when there's an issue, I'm looking straight for the solution. And she wants me to feel what she's feeling.
Yeah.
She wants me to, she wants me to understand why she's upset about it. And I'm like, I don't care about feeling anything. I just want to go straight to the solution so we can move on.
Right.
And so I'm learning that real quick, that women you guys just need to fucking feel.
I don't
bro.
want you to fix it. I want you to understand.
Yeah. You have to ask the woman now, do you want me to fix it or you just want me to hear you out?
Yeah, exactly. No, for real.
You're
Right.
creating
It's
a
true.
safe space for her to be able to feel without danger.
Man, it's so crazy. Real quick, man, we got a super chat from ML. Ladies, you
Poetic.
have 1/10 the testosterone of men on your horniest day is how we are every day. Okay. As of 2023, men and women cheat equally. Damn.
I agree with that.
That's a fact.
I agree with that.
As
Yeah,
of
it is a
20,
fact.
okay. Shout out to ML real quick. He says, as of 2023, women and men cheat equally. How is it possible that women have closed the gap on cheating? This
that
is
it?
a really,
That's
really
a
good
real
question.
fact, too.
That has to be like a US
How is it
stat.
possible?
That is a really good question. I really
Why?
appreciate that question real quick. Ladies, can anyone take this one? How is it that women, and you know what, to be fair, before you guys answer, I think it's actually worse. I think women cheat more
I think so.
when
too.
they do these surveys. I don't think women are honest,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right? I don't think women are like, yeah, I cheat, because they know inherently it degrades them,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so I would say that women probably cheat more than men. But ladies, why do you think that women were able to close that gap?
I think it has to do with where we're at right now, like with social media and like your morals and like we're not.
And
Yeah, morals. Yeah,
And
100%.
remember back then, it was more traditional to stay at home. The man was the breadwinner. The woman stayed home to take care of the kids. I think we women have gained financial independence and other things that maybe back then wasn't the case. And by going back to the workplace, you have more options right there. Your work husband, yada, yada.
Okay. Real quick, shout out to my man David Jones. He says, geography super chats. Ladies, name one country that borders Russia. One country.
Romania.
Romania. Oh, I like that one. Okay. What about you?
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Oh, that was easy.
All
Yeah, that was a
cool.
cop-out, you know?
It was.
What about you? Name one.
I'm
China.
uneducated. I can't help it.
Okay.
China.
China. All right.
Guessing.
Moving on. Well, one.
guess
Well,
so.
you only get one
I think
one
it's
shot.
like
You only get
China.
one shot. Okay.
Below it.
What about
Rush
you?
is up here,
Oh,
China.
I fell asleep in history class.
Same answer. Same
Wait,
answer.
You fell asleep in history?
All my
Okay.
classes.
All right. Cool.
Geography. I fell asleep in geography class.
You did too? Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
I said history.
Not the
Uh,
librarian. No, yeah. Well, most of the answers are already.
Okay.
But I
What
can
about
remember.
you?
I don't know. I really don't.
Okay, cool. Is it fair to say that women in today's age, like you're a beautiful woman, right? Is it fair to say that women just need to be beautiful?
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to work.
I don't think so.
I think they need to be mothers.
That's like if she's only beautiful and she can't like do anything else, like she's not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of your kids, like, but she's beautiful to look at.
Mhm.
That's it. You can only look at her. You're telling me you're wifing her up, and that's all she needs to do.
I would say
You
that's
wouldn't
a-
get bored?
That's a good
That's
point.
there's no substance. I feel like.
But there's a
What's
such
the
thi-
trophy
there-
wife?
there's an actual thing out there called
What's the
trophy
trophy
wife,
wife?
where these
Yeah.
women don't offer anything of value.
Yeah.
And they'll still get everything because she is that trophy wife,
Mhm.
Seems
right?
so boring to me.
I think
it-
being a woman is a skill.
That's
There's
good.
many
Yes.
skills about being a woman, but all of
I
them
like
can
that
promise
sound.
become the woman.
Yes, queen.
Okay. All right.
Queen
What do you think
behavior.
about that?
I think she's right. I
Okay.
think femininity is a skill in your toolbox. The
Mm.
same way being agreeable is, the same way being able to listen to understand and not
Submissive.
respond is being submissive. Being all of those things is a skill set.
But actual skills too, the cooking, the cleaning,
Mhm.
sewing, being able to do things for yourself that otherwise you would have to pay someone else to do.
Okay, that's fair. Wow.
What's the percentage of women that you think know how to sew?
Very small.
I think probably like 30%. I want to say now, like in today's
That's
20?
high.
That's
You
high.
think
Yeah,
so? I think that's
30% is
high.
I feel
Probably like 10.
Really?
maybe.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I mean, I could sew a hole, but like
I can
who's actually
sew.
creating anything from like a
Things, yeah,
sewing
of
machine?
value.
Only those TikToks.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Ladies, I have a question. Everybody knows who the Kardashians are, right? You were talking about them earlier.
Yeah, I brought up that Courtney is pregnant, I think, at 40.
Okay, so I have a
42.
question for you guys, right?
Mhm.
Why is it that in society, a woman like Kris Jenner, is that her name, the mother? Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner can essentially sell her daughter, which is what she did,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why is it that a woman can sell her daughter for money, millions, right? And
Billions.
there's no one that says anything about it, right? Now we all know if it was a man that had done that, right? If a man was her manager, if her father was her manager, if her father had signed that deal for the sex tape, right, and he sold it to the porn websites, we would all be shaming that guy. Why is it that women can get away with stuff like that and men cannot? Why is it that women call it empowerment, but if a guy does it, it's not?
I think in that particular situation though, like Kim Kardashian was like in on it. Like she knew
Yeah,
what
but-
her mom was doing, and they had a whole plan to get this girl famous and like
Yes.
sell her sex tapes.
Okay,
So I think
but
she had
put-
consent
But
over
put
that
the
a little
same
bit.
situation and now make it her dad. It doesn't matter if it was planned or not.
Yeah.
It's still going to be shunned, right?
Yeah.
So my question is why? Why is it that women can get away with that? Essentially, she basically prostituted her
Yeah,
daughter.
Yeah,
did. She
she's
pimped
her
her
being
daughter
honest.
kid's
Yeah.
pimp.
So why is it that she could prostitute her daughter and no one in society says anything negatively about it? But if a man was to do it, you're done.
Well, it's actually happened. Think about Beyonce's dad. He used to manage her and all that stuff, and he got a lot of shit a couple of years back just because he was pushing her so hard and he was this and he was that. And everybody looked at him like he was the devil. And all he was doing was pushing his daughter to what she wanted to become. There was no sex tape, there was no none of that. And they demonized him for it because they made it seem like he was working her too hard. And then it's true, Kris Jenner turns around and drafts up a freaking contract of multiple sex tapes, not just
Uh-huh.
one. It was
Yep.
multiple ones. And she literally sat there and like checked the playback for them to say,
Right.
okay, this one is the best one.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we sat here in America and we fell for it.
Right.
And we said that it was okay. Why? Because we're so stuck in this sexualized societal mindset that it's okay. She's just a mom looking out for her kids. Bullshit. Like you take that shit to the east and you put the same example, like she would be stoned in the
Agreed.
middle of a courtyard for
Okay,
doing some shit
agreed.
like that. You know,
Now, my follow-up question is, who makes better parents, men or women?
men.
You said men.
Yep.
Who said men? Oh, so what about you, men or women?
Men, but I also think that it's okay for a woman to do it in society because women believe that if they have full autonomy over their own body, then they're empowered. But if a man has autonomy over your body, then you're oppressed. So just because the mother did it and not the father, so since Kris did it, they're like, oh, she's a woman, she understands, it's empowering. If I sell my body, but if another man sells my body, then it's not empowering for me anymore. And I think that's why it's just more acceptable that way.
It's the whole body
That's a
autonomy cop out.
Mhm.
That's a really, really good question. So, but you said you think men overall raise better children.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? Would you agree with her?
I love being a mother, but I would agree with her. I mean, whenever I meet a man who desires to be a father, and he becomes so invested in it, he does a great job. I've never seen a bad dad, to be honest. And whenever I hear a woman describe trauma, it's always her mother.
That's a really good point. Okay. What about you, men or women?
I would think men because I've seen women. So
Damn. All right, cool. What about you?
I would actually agree, men.
Men as
My
well.
dad
What
is a
about
very
you?
strong-
I have to disagree.
Okay. Why
Jesus.
women?
Okay, here's the thing. And I'm saying this because of what I learned in school. Okay. So studying human development with a focus on childhood. Okay. When you have kids, that like you have a certain instinctive nature as a woman to nurture your child. Okay. There's this thing called failure to thrive.
Mhm.
If you are not feeling like that nurturing from your mother, you actually could do this thing where you don't develop at all and you actually die, like in the hospital. Like you don't. You think I'm being
That's
dramatic,
true.
but this is an actual like thing, like scientific thing that you can look up. So you have to actually be around.
What
your
are the
mother.
chances of that, though?
I
Yeah.
swear, guys, look it up. How
Okay,
much failure
but
to
here's the
thrive.
thing, right?
I mean,
Just-
that's
hold
different
on.
from.
My
He
question.
also
my-
said raised,
I-
not.
Yes, Raising, right.
what I'm saying is just because it's possible
But you
doesn't
can't
mean
even,
it's probable, though, right?
if you don't have- I still think a woman because they have the nurturing ability that you need that nurturing
But
side.
that's the assumption.
They should, but they
That's the
don't.
assumption.
always.
It's by science, you need the nurturing side. It's not that a man couldn't, but it's more inherent to a woman. Like they have that natural capability with inside them, like biologically, to be a nurturer for
Can we
whoever
get
they're
a
taking care of.
statistic on the
Go ahead.
postpartum depression, and how often that is happening now today?
But if you're still like raising your kids
Good
like
point.
long term.
But
in
if we're
general-
talking about science, there actually is the statistic that children who grow up without fathers actually
Yeah.
the chances of them going to prison
Mhm.
are
Yeah.
much higher than if they grew up without a mother.
73% of inmates
and
don't
the
have
only
a dad.
reason I'm like saying, like, obviously mothers are great and I definitely will take pride in being a mother one day, but I do think that men raise better children because you cannot raise a child without structure, and men provide that structure. They also have a 24-hour hormone cycle, so they're more steady. Women, we have a 28 to 30 day hormonal cycle, so depending on what phase we're in, we're probably going to treat the child differently, and it's perfect for managing a household but not for raising a kid properly. You need the structure just like women need the structure from men.
But I think we miss a lot of like the emotional side today of like what people need.
Hell
You're
no.
just shaking your head.
No,
No,
'cause-
I do though.
I think we're too emotional.
Exactly.
nowadays.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think it speaks to the fact that men, right, are logical. So there's a clear way that they want to raise
I
them.
still think kids
Whereas
need their
women are-
moms, though. I'm not saying that.
Oh,
They
no,
don't
I
need
just-
their
I
I
moms.
just
of
know
course.
that they
Shitting
need the
ourselves.
nurturing side.
Yeah.
Like you like literally cannot have that without the nurturing side. And I'm not saying a man can't have that capability, but a woman has it instinctively in
Not
their nature to
always.
do
Okay.
that and raise them. Like that's like literally what they were biologically bred to do. I'm not saying a man can't be a good dad either.
Okay, I'm gonna go real quick. I'm gonna go back to something you said, right? But I want to get to the super chat. My boy, you know what? We'll get to what you said and then the super chat because I don't want to lose
Don't
track.
forget, Kay, because you always have the good points.
Real quick here, with all the statistics that you just named, right? And these are facts, right? Why is it that the legal system, right, the courts still prefer to give the kids to the mothers, right? We all know that men are at a huge disadvantage if we go to court for custody. So knowing what we know, it's not like we don't know this. We've done the studies. Knowing what we know, why is it that courts are still saying give the kid to the mother?
Not in Florida.
Not in Florida. I was
Okay,
gonna
but
say.
okay, ladies, but that just happened.
Right.
Yep.
That just happened.
Yeah.
So overall, and that's in Florida. We're
Mhm.
not talking about the other states. So why is it that the courts are still saying give the kids to, like, yo, I'm a father. I would have to fight really hard to get my kids,
Mm-hmm.
and their mother would just have to show up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're
with
right.
with all the numbers and all the statistics, why is it that we haven't changed that yet?
Because it doesn't feed the agenda.
It's outdated.
Mhm.
The
It's very
system's not
outdated.
keeping up.
Doesn't
using
feed
old
the agenda.
research.
Think
Mhm.
about it. If we give all the babies to the dads and all we're doing is raising these responsible, stable human beings, nobody goes to prison, nobody's on welfare, nobody gets
Yeah,
paid child
that's why definitely
support,
why it hasn't changed.
nobody.
That's crazy.
It's
Like,
not.
whoa.
It doesn't
It's a
feed the
business.
agenda.
Yeah,
But the laws are just outdated in general. Like you have a law in Texas that says you can't own a whale. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like
I agree.
the legal system is
I'm not moving.
absolutely
Yeah,
so many
I think for
flaws.
sure we should definitely change the laws. And I think we should definitely change the law for marriages too. I think there would be a lot less divorces
Forces, yes.
if we change some of those laws that we have that benefit women, because it's essentially when it comes to marriage, women are incentivized to get divorces. I mean,
Mhm.
you essentially like get paid if you get a divorce, right?
It's
It
true.
doesn't make any sense. Real quick, my man Brooks, shout out to my man C Brooks, man. He says, questions: are relationships in today's society transactional? How are they transactional and do not include financial? You know what? We'll start off with you this time. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they are transactional because you're trading something for something else. So like you're trading, whether you're taking care, like making them dinner or something, or like taking care of them, like in any way you're exchanging it. And then like in the like what you're doing for the guy and the girl, like you're both exchanging something. So it is a transaction, whether there's money involved or not.
Okay, that's fair. What about you?
I agree.
You agree?
I think it's transactional.
Okay. Anybody disagree with that? Nobody at all? Okay, cool. That's fair. Let me ask you ladies a question since we're talking about transactions. If me and you go to dinner, hypothetically, right? And I have to pay for everything, right? And I have to provide the protection if anything happens to you, etc., right? Why is it that women still think that it's an equal date?
It's not.
Okay, but why is it that they do think that?
Well, again, it speaks to society stereotypes where men are like supposed to be the provider. So there's women out there that expect that. I thought you were choosing me because I'm the opposite. I'm the one that will pay.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to figure out why women think that. If you could enlighten me on that.
I don't know because it doesn't happen to me.
I don't understand the question. Like, they don't think we're equal in what way?
What do you mean?
The date's not equal. What do you mean?
No. What I'm saying is, if I take you out to dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get dressed, I get my haircut, I do all this stupid shit.
Oh.
I get the flowers, I pick you up, right? I open the door,
Yep.
I drive us to the restaurant.
Yep.
I'm paying for everything. I'm taking you back home. I'm clearly doing a lot more than you are.
Yeah.
So why is it that women sit here and say it's the same exact thing?
I mean, women do their own things to prepare for it, but in the end, I think men are doing a lot more, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So why is it that women say that it's the same thing? Why is it equal?
Because they're failing to consider what men are doing.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I don't
else?
agree with that argument. So
Okay. Anybody else want to take that?
I think also the fact that women are also having so many dates nowadays, like 3-4 times a week. So it's just, we expect the men to do all of that. But like back then, if women didn't date as much as we did now, so whenever you had a date, you're getting ready 5 hours before, you're super excited at the chance to meet him at the door and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's just what I think.
So if women are offering less today, right? And men have stayed the same, right? Overall, men have stayed the same. We still provide the same thing, right? I guess chivalry's kind of dead a little bit, maybe. Most men today, I would say most men today are a little bit more emotional. It's a me type of guy, right? It's unfortunate, but I will say that I think most women aren't giving men anything to be chivalrous about, if I'm being honest. Okay.
Agree.
So if women are offering less and a man still has to provide the same, why should men date you, ladies?
Why should or they shouldn't?
Why should we? Like, why? I already know that today the modern woman is offering less. You don't want to cook, you don't want to clean, you don't want to be submissive, you don't want me to lead. Why would I still date you?
Because you have no choice.
Biological needs, you are
Okay.
trapped.
Okay.
Trapped.
Is that
we're
fair?
not saying it's fair,
Okay.
but
So we all know that's not fair.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What do you think about that, bro? I personally hate it. I hate it that men are getting the short end of the stick and women are sitting here entitled saying, I deserve it.
I agree.
And then those are the same guys though that are going to accept it. They're still going to go after these women. They're still in the women's DM. So I think we're enabling this activity. The guys that are going to the other country, the passport bros, I would keep enticing them. I would keep saying, yo, bro, go do that. So maybe these women understand, yo, y'all are doing something wrong for us to step out and go to a different country. I think men as a whole, we should start putting our standards back up high, not give attention to the girls that aren't providing us that value back.
I agree with that, but I heard a young man say that the problem is you're still competing with how many men.
Oh.
Okay.
So
That's a good
you
point.
might do it,
Mhm.
but then there's like 10, 15 other guys who are going to enable it.
I see what
I
you're
see what
saying.
you- I got you,
It's,
I got you.
it's unfortunate,
Yeah.
real quick. Okay. Ladies, I want to play a game real quick, okay?
Oh, can I say a fact that was actually, dropped in the chat really quick?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys know, but did you know that child support pays for judge's retirement?
Did I?
I did
so
not know
at
that.
every, so
That's
at every,
wild.
yeah, I know. I
Makes
just
a lot
found
of
that out, and
sense.
I googled it to make sure it was correct. But for every dollar spent on child support, they distribute that for judges' retirements.
Wow.
That's
That makes a
why.
lot of
That's
sense.
why
That
they.
all-
That's
it's a
why there's
business.
so much child support.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
Doesn't
There's
feed
an
the
incentive.
agenda.
That's why they're willing to lock you up if you don't pay child support.
Yeah,
exactly.
We got
Okay.
retirement to take into consideration.
That's absolutely crazy right there. Ladies, I want to play a game real quick. I want us to go around the table and I want each one of us to be able to give each other one thing that we can improve on. Okay, one thing that we can improve on. There should be a constructive criticism. Okay, you guys are also going to do the same thing with us. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing as well. Okay, one thing that she can improve on. Go ahead.
I don't know.
There's not
No,
anything
come
that
on.
you think she can improve on.
Nothing that's not superficial. Like, what does it matter?
Okay, just in general, then give her one thing. Maybe even if it is superficial.
No,
No.
I don't need it to. I don't
Well,
need to. I
no,
don't
no.
need to criticize anyone in any way, especially not her. She's been awesome this whole time.
Okay, hold
Gold
on.
star.
Let's do this.
Why,
Let's do this.
hold on.
That's
Why
cute.
why is it considered tearing down and criticizing?
Yes.
Why isn't it considered
Because-
building up?
Because
Yeah.
she's shown morals, restraint. She's shown all these great things. Like, I have to now nitpick and find one thing that I didn't like about her so that it's criticism so she can improve upon
Okay,
it.
so what you're saying is she's perfect then?
I love her.
No.
Far
That's
from
not,
it.
that wasn't a question.
Yeah.
That wasn't a question. Is she perfect?
No one's perfect.
Okay. Is there?
God says to not
Oh,
lie.
Is there?
I understand.
Not Jules bringing out the Bible.
Is there anything that she could improve on? Yes or no?
No,
Absolutely. So she's perfect.
not in my opinion. No.
I'm getting choked.
Okay. Perfect. What's one thing that that she can improve on?
She's been really good though. It's really hard.
See, you know what we got to do? The guys have to
Let me
start
see,
because
let
they're
me
gonna
see,
sit here
let
and
me
lie,
see.
bro.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking, I'm
why don't
thinking,
we-
I'm
Unless
thinking.
unless you start and you be honest.
I'm trying to think of something.
We're gonna go
You
around
gave
the
me the
table.
hardest one on the table.
Well, yeah, she's magnificent.
That's
I
what
will
I'm
give you that.
saying, like, it's
So
hard.
there's,
Why don't we
there's
have
no-
Jules
is she
do one
perfect
for
though? Is she
everybody?
perfect?
You can
None
give
of
me
us
a
are
lot of
perfect. Okay.
cosmetic advice.
None of us are
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
No.
All right. Cool. Can you give her something? Anything at all?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Okay.
I really
Uh,
don't. She's even got like super dope like winged eye. I can't
Oh my
even do that
God,
shit.
thank you.
Like, you feel me? Like,
Okay.
I don't have anything. Yet.
All right,
I
cool.
think she's conducted herself as
She
a
has.
very good young lady.
She
She's very
has.
intelligent. I really don't. She's dressed modestly. Like, I don't have anything to.
She's
Okay.
our special K.
Thank you.
Miss K,
Yes.
what's one thing she can improve on?
Well, I don't know you well enough to like. I usually give criticism out of a good place, for personality and stuff like that. But like visually, you look great. You
Oh,
look,
thanks,
you're
girl.
so pretty.
Thank
but
you.
like
So are you.
everything else, like I don't know you well enough to say anything.
Okay, so no one here has anything that we can improve on. We're all perfect.
I got a
have
lot of things
something.
I can improve
have
on.
Okay,
something.
well, ladies.
Why don't you tell
Why
us
don't
to
we say what
say
we
one
got
about
for
ourselves?
No,
I
no,
like
no,
that.
no, because it's easy for women to say that about
That's a cop
themselves.
out.
The reason why we're doing this is it's an activity, and I'll tell you guys why after. And you guys are all failing right now. So real quick, what's one thing she can improve on?
I think listening. I personally didn't feel like you listened to her very much, and so I think that maybe like listening to actually like understand what certain people are saying instead of, because I feel like you already had what you were going to say in your mind.
Fair.
So I think that a little bit listening.
Fair.
Okay. What's one thing she can improve on?
I would love to hear her talk more.
Okay.
I actually do want to hear what Maya has to say.
So be a little bit more masculine.
No, not masculine.
Right.
Just be a little bit more assertive with the microphone.
Okay. All right, there you go. What's one thing she can improve on?
Lay it on.
Inner peace and love. Love
Inner
yourself.
peace and love.
Did you
I
say
love
love?
Maya.
What the
Love
fuck? Are
myself?
we the Care Bears over
Yeah,
here?
like,
Random
bro, come on.
thing.
Y'all
Was
are
it
being
just
so
one?
nice.
Are we?
You asked us to start.
Are we the Care Bears here?
Really, nigga?
No, she made a good point. She said some people are at war with themselves.
Okay.
Are
You
you at your
would-
word?
you don't
Is
know
that the
her.
vibe I'm giving?
You don't know her well enough
Nah.
to
She
say.
seems like she's in touch with God. She has
Yeah, I
the
think
good
you're
kids
doing
and
good.
shit. Like,
Okay.
I have nothing to say.
Ladies, how about this? How about you give me and him something that we can improve on? Okay. What's one thing that he can improve on?
He didn't talk enough for
Okay.
being more engaged.
What's one thing I can improve on then?
The comments that you're reading, some of them weren't nice. I didn't like that.
Give me something that I can improve on myself.
You could choose better comments to read.
those are what they. Yo, if you send money to someone and that they didn't read it, you would feel like, yo, what
Okay.
the fuck?
All right. Cool. We're gonna move on.
You asked my opinion.
How about you? What's one thing that he can improve on?
Basil needs more patience.
More patience.
Yes.
Okay. What's one thing I can improve on? Jesus Christ.
Hold on, wait. I'm trying to think of something.
There's so much.
Have you ever had a dream
That's how I feel for real, my brain.
that you had,
Let me
you-
see.
you could
Something
you
Eric
do,
can
you
approve
wish
on.
you want
I think No, because you're kind of
You
working
sound
on
like that little
everything that I
kid.
would say though. But I know that you're actively working on the things that I would say though.
Okay.
Like you've improved your patience a
Mhm.
lot. Like I think you show a lot more restraint than what
Mhm.
you used to. I think the word that I'm looking for is not judgmental, but you're less judgmental in a sense, but I know that's the wrong word that I'm
Okay.
using right now. So that's why I can't tell you to improve upon things because
Okay.
I know you're
How about
actively
this?
working on things.
Anybody here can tell me anything I can improve on, please?
Yeah, I
I
can.
actually welcome it. Here's the thing, right? You only get better by criticism,
Absolutely.
right? Constructive criticism is not a bad thing, ladies. Okay. Anybody here want to give me anything? Go ahead.
I think you need to hype up Jules more.
Oh my God. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna hype her up. Ladies, the reason why I asked that is because women tend to lie to each other. Okay. Whether you like to agree or not, there's something called the sisterhood, and I talk about this all the time. The sisterhood is strong. There's something about you ladies. You don't like to hold each other accountable. You don't like to tell each other the truth. You guys just literally show
But
that.
what am I going to hold her accountable to?
No, but
What
in,
did
in
Tina do?
general, what I'm saying is, and first of all, I can sit here just based off this show alone and tell you some things she can work on, right? If I'm being honest, and you could do the same thing. However, you're not going to do it, right? Maybe because you don't know her that
Seem
well.
normal to me is what I'm saying.
No. There's a lot of things she can improve. There's a lot of things everybody here can improve on.
What does Dina need to prove on?
Based off, like, let's hypothetically speaking, because I know her. Let's say I didn't know her and I met her today. I would say, hey, listen, regardless of what someone is saying to you, I think the fact that someone can get you like that is something that you could work on, right?
See, and I thought she showed restraint.
Well, and I'm gonna be honest and tell her that she didn't.
I thought some of it was no. Some
Now,
of it was
now
provoked.
is it restraint? You know, is it better than she could have obviously been worse? Yes, but it's not like I'm gonna, because here's what women do, right? They tell each other, like when we have girls that come on here and they have whole friends, they'll tell their whole friends.
He's right.
They'll
We
tell
like that he's blunt.
they'll tell their whole friends and they'll just be like, oh, you know, girl, I don't think you should do that, right? That's not good enough, ladies.
But that's like personal, intimate information about a person. I've never allowed a woman to be morally corrupt in any way. I've always told her straight up, and that's why I don't have a lot of female friends. And I disagree with a lot of females in my own family who are upset with the things I say to them because I give it to them straight. In the workplace, it's easier and better because it's professional. Hey, you messed up, do it this way. But in your personal social structures, it's much more difficult. You have these women, you have to count on them.
Yeah. It doesn't matter though. Like, he's my brother. I have to count on him every day too. We work together, but I will still always be honest with you, because here's the thing. If I'm not honest with you, it's going to be on my chest and I'm going to be mad about it. Men work differently, right? Like I'm going to really be mad, and you're going to see it. You're going to see by the way, because I wear my heart on my sleeve. You're going to know how I feel, right? And I would rather tell you to your face, hey, listen, man, I'm really, and I did it this morning, right? Not with you, but with the team that we have. Sometimes I wake up and I just be like, man, we need to work harder. Like, I'm not taking this shit. We need to work harder. There's people out there outworking us. I'm not dealing with this shit, right? And I'd rather be honest, because imagine if I go through the whole entire day not being able to voice
With
that,
that, like,
it's gonna bother
it'll
me,
eat at you.
right? Now women will sit here and feel that and not voice it at all, right? And which is why I say, in general, I think just, you know, the chat may not agree with me. I just think men are better than women in pretty much everything except for obviously giving birth and reproducing. I just think you guys should be able to hold each other accountable. I think if you guys were honest, society would be better, right?
Yeah.
As a whole. I'm sorry, you have something to say?
The only person I felt the need to hold accountable was Dia over here for her behavior towards Dina.
I'm glad you said that. And the reason why is because maybe you're not like that, but also what I've realized is that women will kind of sort of hold each other accountable if they feel comfortable enough to do it. I'll do that for any guy. I've seen a guy in traffic one time doing something stupid, and I'm like, bro, you're gonna crash doing some dumb shit like that, right? Men don't have a problem overall keeping each other accountable in general. I might not know that dude who's, you know, being aggressive on the road, but I'm gonna tell him, hey, listen, man, you're being a stupid ass. Like, stop doing that, right? You could hurt somebody, you could hurt yourself, you could hurt me, and we'll do that. Women won't say that. So you know, why is it that women don't do that?
I think we're a little cattier. So I think like a little, some of it is just like, you don't really know, like women are very unpredictable as to how they're going to respond to things, where I feel like men like don't take things as personal and they can just like they just say things to each other,
they
and
move
I
on
don't
from it quicker.
Yeah, and I just don't really see them like affected as much. But I don't know if it's like women take it more personally per se, or like what it is. But it's like it's a drastic difference in like taking it personally and like the reaction.
But
to
the
it.
scenario you gave to me
Yeah,
made me think of crab mentality. Women will hold each other back.
and that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Women compete with each other. See, here's the thing, right? I've noticed this, and even with guys I don't really know, I'll see a guy and I'll like something he's doing, and I'll go up to him and say, "How can we work together?" But women,
They don't do that.
They'll be
a
jealous.
woman won't do
Yep.
that.
Depends on
You
the
know,
woman.
Well,
Some people, I mean,
overall.
okay.
Generally.
Generally
speaking.
speaking, generally.
Yeah.
Yes, in general, most women will do that. They'll be envious, right? They'll compete,
Mhm.
they'll hate on each other.
Mhm.
I don't do that. I know that I have a greater chance of being successful if I work
As a
with that
team,
guy,
yeah.
right?
But it's a different also perspective, whereas men have to work as a team. One weak link in the chain breaks everything, whereas with women, that's my competition.
Okay, that's understandable as well.
Mhm.
Real quick, man, shout out to my man Crypto Reset. He says, "We have a choice, ladies. Men who put in the work and become a somebody choose submissive early 20s. I've said this before, feminine, skinny women, not masculine, independent ones who refuse to make a sandwich and be quiet." Do you guys agree with that? Anybody disagree with that?
No, I
Nope.
agree.
I
Generally
agree.
speaking, that
agree.
is facts.
Okay. Is it fair to say that if this is my girlfriend, is it fair to say that if I'm a leader and I pay for everything and I'm protecting and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, is it fair to say that I have a level of ownership over her? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically married, or well, you guys aren't married, you're dating.
Anybody disagree with
Oh,
that?
dating, I
You
think.
look like you're disagreeing
Yeah,
with
I
that.
want to know over there.
I mean, not in terms of her being an object. Possession doesn't mean that she's an object. It necessarily means like you are in ownership of this area, right? So, and everything within this area, I'm protecting and providing for. So that doesn't mean that she becomes like, your phone or your car or an accessory. Or
Why not? What's wrong with me seeing her that way? What's wrong with me saying you're mine? You belong to me. You're mine. I own you. What's wrong with that?
It becomes easily corruptible in terms of your power in that situation.
Okay, so it makes no sense to me, right? As a man, you're supposed to provide, protect, provision, right? If we go out, which we go out sometimes, she's a beautiful woman and she gets stares, what if a guy comes up and just wants to talk to her and won't leave her alone, and now I got to defend her? What if I get stabbed or shot, right? What if it's 2 guys? What if it's 3 guys? I have to be willing to risk my life to defend her at all times. But I can't sit here and tell her, hey, by the way, you're my girl, you're my woman. I feel like I own you. I feel like I should have the right to say what you should wear, where you should go. Maybe the girls that you have around you, no guy friends. Why is it that I can't own her in that sense?
I think
She's a
people
human being.
I'm sorry?
She's a human being. Do you want to do that to your child?
Yeah, but I do that with my child.
you
You
own
should
your
do that to your
child
child.
technically. They're under your ownership and care until they're 18.
You pick
Yeah.
the school they go to. You
I'm
pick
not
the friends they
necessarily
have. you
disagreeing. I'm
pick-
asking questions to understand.
I have a daughter right now. I have
Yeah.
an 8-year-old daughter, and I treat my daughter the same way I treat her.
Mhm.
What's the difference? Why is it that it's acceptable to say yes, you have ownership over your daughter, but I can't say that over her? Why?
That I honestly believe there should be no difference. Only because the day that you do get married, that's exactly what your
Yeah.
dad does. Your dad goes and says, "Okay, she's yours now."
Yeah, it's your
Yeah.
responsibility.
You know what I mean?
Passes it off. Yeah.
So that's kind of why I agree with her.
It just
Like,
sounds awful. Can I just say that? It just
it.
sounds
I say,
awful.
like,
Yeah.
That's
Like,
just
Maybe
the
it's the
problem.
word.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
but-
If you're
because
going to protect
the
someone, you
reason-
have to have authority over someone.
Yeah.
Okay,
and the
but-
reason why it sounds awful is because you see somebody as in that sense, the way that he's wording it, technically ownership is an object. You can only have ownership of an object
Mhm.
unless it's slavery.
Okay, but
obviously.
what's
Like,
the
she
di- what's
couldn't
the what's
escape?
what's but hold on, but what's the difference? What's the
Is she
difference?
tied under the desk?
What's the difference between me saying that I own her, she's my woman, and people saying God owns my soul, right?
he
like
created
I
you.
like I'm God's, right? Like, but
God
still,
created you. You didn't create
but-
her.
But okay, so are you just an object to God?
No, I'm a human being with flesh, but
But-
he also gave me free will.
Okay, and she has free will, and her free will was to be with me. And
But
I'm
what's
saying,
her free will to dress the way she wants?
what you can't sit here and ask everything
Oh.
from a guy and then say, hey, by the way, I exercise the
Yeah.
right to have my independence to
That's
dress
true.
however I want.
Well, didn't you get with her because you like the way she dresses? Why do you have to control everything she does?
But not necessarily. You can get with someone and change some negative traits about
aspects
them,
of
right?
yourself. Yeah.
Wow.
You guys, you have to
Wow,
understand.
for real.
You have
That's
to
a negative aspect.
listen. No, how is it negative?
Because basically, clothes are what you buy. You spend money on
No,
it.
but you.
It's not a
But here's the
trade.
thing, right? A woman is a reflection of her man, right?
Mhm.
So if I'm gonna do all these things for her, why does she still get the liberty to say I'm still gonna dress how I want to?
I mean, in terms of like exposing skin and making herself more attractive to men, I don't agree with that. But I'm talking like general free will to choose clothing that I guess is suitable.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm.
Yeah.
I don't think he picks out her clothes
yeah.
every day. I'm not sure
I'm not
though.
going there, but what I'm
That's not
saying is
what's happening.
the argument that most women say is, I want a man who's 6'3", he's a millionaire, he'll provide this and that for me, but I still want the ability to do whatever I want, go wherever I want, have whoever I want as friends, dress however I want, promote myself on social media however I want. And this guy should just accept me as I am.
But should women really have the choice to choose those things? What percentage of the population is 6'3"?
Well,
They're not being able to get with those
well, no.
guys anyway.
Well, the thing-
0.01%.
the problem is that those men are all like in the same area.
Mhm.
And so women here in Miami are like, oh, well, all
All
guys
the
are
guys,
6'3".
yeah.
But that's not
But
true.
they're
Well,
not,
reality
yeah.
will give them a wake-up call eventually.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Consequences.
You said earlier that you didn't like the word ownership.
Yeah.
But facts don't care about feelings, right? Facts don't care about your feelings.
I think when you look in the history of man and their ability to destroy and genocide and stuff like this, I think it's very careful that we tread in terms of ownership of beings.
I think
That's slavery.
that you just have an issue with the word because when he was asking about ownership over her,
Mhm.
not once did I think of something negative. I didn't think of it as her being an object. Like when the way I look at ownership, like a man's ownership over a woman, I don't think of it as an object or as a slave or anything like that. And I think that there's just a double standard between what is acceptable for women to require and what is it's acceptable for men to require, because for the past like 50 to 70 years all society has done is empower women at the expense of men.
Wow.
And
I agree with that.
because of this, women obviously feel okay. Oh, you can't tell me how to do this, you can't tell me how to do that. Any request, any preference, or anything he asks of his woman, she has the right to say no, but he can't place a boundary. But if a woman places a boundary saying, oh, you can't tell me not to wear that, then it's girl power, go you know what I
Applauded,
mean?
right.
So it's two different things. It's the same thing if a woman does it to a man and if a man does it to a woman, it's looked at differently.
Can I just say something real quick? I love your parents.
They should write a book, honestly. I'd actually like to read that book.
I love your parents.
They did a good job.
I
That's
love-
why I can't criticize her. You gave me the hardest one on the table,
I
bro.
love-
Goddamn.
I love your parents. I really do.
And they showed up.
and
they're literally watching. I
and,
love
e-
that.
and equally the way I say a woman is a representation of her man, you are a representation of your parents.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Which is why one time girls came on here and they got upset when I said that I would disown my daughter if she was out here sleeping with 40 guys.
Oh, gosh.
And they were
I
like, well,
remember that.
why would you disown your daughter? And I said, well, because
She's a reflection.
she's a reflection of me, number one, right? I'm a present father. I've been there since she was born. I'm giving all my resources. I made sure the house was bought. I made sure she was taken care of. And you're gonna go out here and just give the most valuable resource you have to 40 guys. What did they give you that I didn't give you? Right? Like my job as a father is to walk my daughter down the aisle and say to another man, she's yours now, right? You don't like that. You don't like the ownership aspect, but essentially that's what I'm doing.
But if
right?
you're saying it in the terms of as when you look at your child, you see an extension of yourself. That's different to me than when you said it's comparable to your phone.
Wait, what?
I don't think he said phone.
I asked you. I said as an object like your phone or your car that
So,
you
well,
changed.
I didn't say that they were the same thing. I said, why can't I see it as ownership? Like why can't I
Okay,
just
so
see
that
it
was
as
just a
ownership?
misunderstanding.
Yeah.
That's why I was like so confused. I'm like, she's definitely way more valuable than your phone or your car.
Of course. We know
And
that.
so when I asked that question, you said, well, yeah. Then I was like, no, I absolutely have a problem with someone being seen that objectively.
No,
But as an extension of yourself, then yes, like if I say that's my cousin, that's my friend, that's my child, yes, of course, like that in terms of possessiveness. But I was concerned about the objectiveness, and I never totally agreed or disagreed. I was asking questions to understand.
Okay, that's fair. Real quick, man, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for the super chats. Real quick, you have something to say?
We have to open the
Yeah, go ahead and
captain
you can
thing.
open that now. Actually, real quick, ladies, any questions for the gentleman, or any questions for each other? No questions at all.
question.
Yeah.
For the women who are breadwinners,
Uh-huh.
how do they find a suitable mate and also be submissive to them?
Is that ask a question for the gentleman or for
Oh,
the
yeah,
ladies?
any man,
Okay.
you know, even your chat people.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can you repeat that again in case I didn't hear you?
Okay, so women who are breadwinners who make a lot of money, how do they find suitable mates who they can be submissive to? How is that
That's a good
possible? Give me
question.
please advice.
That's a good question. Here's the problem, right? And women don't understand this until they get there. You become a victim of your own success.
Yep.
You-
Accurate.
You just do, because women are hypergamous and they don't want to date down, right? So if you're making 50K, you don't want someone that's making 20K, because you know you're gonna have to take care of that person. If you're making 100K, your lifestyle changes. You also don't want a guy who's making 50K, and it goes on and on and on, right? So I say that it actually works against you. For the women that come on here, we have doctors that come on here
Yep.
and they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to be happy. I'm like, you're going to become a victim because someone has to make equal or more money than you. And now you're looking at the small pool of guys that do that,
Yeah.
and they have a ton of options.
Mhm.
And why would they pick you? Because, you know, common sense tells you that if you're a doctor dating another doctor, she's going to be very argumentative and submissive. I'm sorry, she's not submissive. You're good. Okay, cool. Sorry, she's packed. Whoa. We
I
passing off
don't know
nice.
how to do
Yeah,
this.
this right here. This right here scared me, bro. Okay, but you see what I'm saying?
Finish her.
My honest advice would be, here's my advice, right? I don't think women should be working to be doctors and lawyers and CEOs. I get it. Women want to prove that you can do what men can.
Yep.
I don't see where it benefits you. Here's what happens to a CEO, right? You work 10 years, 12 years to become a CEO of a company. Then you finally have a baby and you realize, I don't want to go back to work.
Facts.
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 You realize this baby is more important to me than any company
Yeah,
that I
fuck
own.
my career.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it makes no sense. And so I always tell people, like, I don't want my daughter to be a CEO. I don't want her to be an independent woman. I don't want her to be a boss babe. I don't want her to have body autonomy and have sex with 30 guys and be like, yeah, I'm independent. I can do what I want. It makes no sense. Right. But society pushes this on you guys. And it's weird. It's working backwards. My advice would be, okay, and here's the counter to that. Women say, well, what if I focus on a guy, give him my all, and then he leaves me? That's true, right? That's true. And I always tell women, make guys wait. Don't give sex right away. Make a guy wait a whole year. Why a year?
Wow.
See, that's
a long time.
That's always a
That
response.
was 3 months.
That's always the response that I get. And the reason why is because most women, think about this for a second, right? We live in an age where if I say make a man wait 1 year, all the women are like, wow. Back in the
I
day,
need sex. I need dick.
back in the day, being a virgin to marriage was actually an actual thing.
That's the norm,
right?
yeah.
Now, if you tell a woman make a guy wait a year, wow.
Well, that speaks
Wow.
to instant gratification that everywhere.
Well,
in
it speaks to
society.
destruction.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
is
no,
what-
absolutely.
society,
I agree.
And so, and I had a woman come on here one time. She was like, well, what if I wait a year and I realized that the sex is bad? I could have found out the first night. And I'm like, well, even if the sex is good, he's not going to respect you if you give it to him the first night. What I would say is if a woman made me wait a year, right, I would absolutely be infatuated by then, because I've already had to work so hard. I've had to do the dinners, the late night, the phone calls. I got to know your favorite color, what movie you like. I got to know everything. If you give me sex the first week, I don't know any of that stuff, and I no longer care about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So and you could make a guy wait a year, and then maybe he just leaves you. But there's alimony. There's so many things that you can fall back on if he leaves you, if he divorces you. I would say in general, most men actually respect things they have to work for. We love the chase. If you take the chase away from us, we don't want it anymore. You've ever seen? I watch a lot of lion documentaries. Sometimes lions will chase animals just for fun. Like they do this a lot with hyenas, and they won't kill them. They'll kill them, but they won't eat them.
Yeah.
And it's just the chase. That's what keeps men alive. The chase for something. Even when we're in relationships or marriage, the chase to give you that house you want, the chase to give you the car you want, the chase to have a good amount of money so that we can have a family together, right? Like it's always something. As men, we're always chasing. Women are starting to chase, and then they realize, yo, I don't want to chase. So that's my honest advice to you is, or at least for women in general. Yeah, I don't know if you want to piggyback off that.
I mean, shit, you kind of took
He
everything.
took everything. Yeah, good
Okay.
point.
But do you agree with me though about the whole year situation?
I
Stuff like
mean, I
that.
see the logical sense. Am I going to
I
do
don't-
that?
Okay, you're not. Well, first of all, that's a red flag. That's a red flag because you're very knowledgeable in the Bible,
Mhm.
and I'm not. But I tend to think that you know, if you know about religion and Bible, like you can't. There, I don't know if I'm mistaken, but isn't there a verse in the Bible where it says like if you sin with the knowledge of asking for forgiveness, like
I'm the wrong person.
God doesn't forgive you.
like that, like if you're sinning knowing you're gonna ask for forgiveness, like are you really sorry? Are
I
you
agree with your statement 100%.
Are you really repenting when you're saying I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
No-
Right?
No, I mean, but I mean, you're assuming that we're gonna wait a year to get married too.
But I don't think you should get married unless you know a person a year.
Oh, 6 months. Maybe you know them before for a long period
6
of
months?
time.
Yo, listen,
Oh my gosh, 6 months.
6 months is
6 months is
not
wild.
enough.
No.
It's not enough.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
Look,
it's not
I've said
enough.
this last podcast. He said a year
Need
before.
help?
I don't think you should wait a year. Only I said 3 months. In the sense of what is 3 months or 6 months in a year? What's 3 months in a year? Yes, you could learn and get to know more about that person in that time. But the same sense, yo, what happened if that guy after he fucks, he might be talking the whole year. He might be talking to another girl.
No, but here's the thing though. There's a difference between dating someone and being intentional and courting someone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just meet a guy and you casually text every now and then. I'm saying you guys know you're exclusive. It's just me and you, nobody else. And if I find out there's someone else, we're done, right? You guys are both intentional. If you make a guy wait a year, chances are most guys aren't going to last 2 months.
Yep.
So you're already, by
agree
default,
to that,
you're
yeah.
already like just getting rid of most
You're
of the
weeding
bad
out.
ones, right? You're weeding out the bad ones. You're filtering them out. By the time you get to a year, I would say that the guy standing after a year, he's really intentional about
Wait,
you.
do you think a guy would stop after 6 months? After he'd be like, "Fuck it,
Again,
I'm not gonna wait."
Out of 100
I'm
guys,
just asking,
happened to
okay,
me.
out of 100 guys,
It's
like,
happened to me.
yo, listen.
I've had a guy wait for. We've had this conversation.
we
I've
did.
had a guy
Here's
wait
the
for
thing,
a whole
right?
year, and I've had guys.
Let's say a guy waits for you, not a whole year. Let's say he waits 11 months,
Mhm.
and you lose him on the 11th month. It still wasn't a loss for you. You still,
Of course
you
not,
still
because
kept.
he didn't
Take your
go the
value.
way.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
now here's the
like-
thing: women will sit here and say, "Well, that was a big loss. It was a waste of time." No, it wasn't.
It was a learning experience.
It wasn't a waste of time, ladies. You can't say it. It really does make me sad how women don't value sex anymore.
Mhm.
It makes me really sad. You guys don't value
Sex is a big deal.
sex is a
Yeah.
spiritual connection,
It is.
Agreed.
right? You're swapping DNA,
And energy.
and women are giving away sex like I can just go to Chick-fil-A. It's that easy.
And I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying, but that's the problem also, because you're saying that in a sense for good advice for the women. But
Yeah, but it's
if that
hard
girl
to
says
compete.
that,
Exactly.
if that girl says that shit and she's not a virgin, bro, I'm gonna look at her like, yo, what
Okay,
the
but
fuck?
here's the thing, right? I know 2 girls in my whole
Especially if
entire
you're a
life.
mother.
Listen, I know 2 girls in my life that wanted me to wait,
Mhm.
and they're so rare. I know who they are, and
Mhm.
I walked away from it because I was like, look, I'm not gonna wait. But I still remember. I'm like, damn, those girls, and I have respect for them.
Mhm.
I have respect that they were like, no, these are my boundaries.
Yeah.
If you're really into me, you're gonna wait. I have it. Cool. I'll never see them again. But yes, as a man, you still have respect.
They made an impact.
They made an
Oh
impact.
yeah, definitely. The guys will
right?
respect you, but if that was your ideal guy and you
Okay,
said that and she's not a
but what you're
virgin,
saying is they have to compete, and what I'm saying is I wasn't. She was, in my opinion, she had the value.
Mhm.
I wasn't worthy of her. Does that make sense? Because I didn't want to wait.
I agree with
How is
Eric.
she taking a loss? I wasn't worthy enough for her.
because she just waited another year. She just lost that another year. Let's say she does it for the next guy. She just lost another year. You know,
Yeah,
it
but you
goes
don't
on and
lo-
on
you
and
don't
on.
lose.
No,
listen,
you don't lose
you
them
don't-
all at the same time.
You don't lose.
Like
you
if
don't,
they're gonna drop off, they drop off.
I
Like,
understand what y'all are saying.
no, bro. You don't.
But
you don't
you're-
lose
she's-
value
she's gonna-
by waiting.
She's not losing value. That's all I'm not saying. She's
She's
losing time. That is
is
she's
what
So
he's
what?
saying.
Yeah.
So what? Okay.
It
so
does. No, that's
fertility-
fucking
Okay,
that
that
does
okay,
make a
that
difference. So
matters.
he's
it
right.
does
about
make
that.
a difference. But what would you rather as a woman? Wasting 3? I wouldn't even consider it wasting. Wasting 3 years and not having sex, or having sex with 15 guys in 3
I'm
years.
feeling like
Wasting
shit after
I'd
3
waste,
years.
waste the 3 years.
That's-
yeah,
waste
no,
the
I'd rather
years.
take
That's
the
worse to
3
you?
years.
No, I think I'd rather do
No,
that.
I'd rather-
Okay.
yeah,
The
Right.
question was,
All
what
day.
would you rather do?
So is it really a waste?
It's an investment.
Is it a waste?
Is it really a waste, bro?
Well, like we said,
Honestly-
women can abstain for as long as they need to find that ideal mate that's going to be the provider for their children. So they should be in that mindset to begin with.
Yeah.
But
I
what do
agree.
you do when a woman was like, oh, this guy's husband material. I'm going to string him along for a year, but she's having sex with someone else on the side.
The man would
I
know.
think guys would figure that
The
out.
man
Like
would know.
any man of like a certain value
Yeah.
would figure that out real
Yeah.
fast. I mean, there's ways you can tell for
Yeah.
sure.
I
You
mean,
know what
granted, there are guys that you would probably fall for that,
Mhm.
but like real high value guys,
Yeah, they know.
They'll
pick up
They
on
know
it.
for sure.
we're very meticulous, and I can pay attention to details. I like. There's one thing about women. Women are really big on energy.
Mhm.
I can read a woman's energy really easy. I'll
Yeah.
know, and even if you can maybe fool me for a month, eventually I'll know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when women come on here, they're like, "Oh, well, why does body count matter?" And I'm like, "It does matter because as a guy, I want to know what I'm investing into."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, what if she lied to you? She has 40 bodies and she tells you she has
No,
two.
she's gonna act like she has
How would you
40.
know?" A woman that has 40 bodies acts like she has 40
Yeah.
bodies, right? It is what it is.
In that same advice that you're giving them, you would tell them do everything like that's wifey, like material stuff?
Absolutely.
Of
Okay.
course, from
Absolutely.
day one you have to.
Yeah, listen,
Because
women.
if not, that's like it's like how you guys say, how's he gonna even know that you're worth being a wife if
Yeah.
if you don't show him those qualities? Like,
Women don't lose value by not having sex.
Mhm.
They gain value by not having sex.
mhm.
Yeah,
So
that's a fact.
right. So that's my thing is go ahead. Date 3 guys in 3 years. If you don't have sex with them, you did not lose anything.
Mhm.
If anything, like I said, you made an impact, and these guys are gonna say,
And that's a fact. That's a fact. I know that that's a fact because the guys that I have dated, you guys know I have a type. So the guys that I have dated, even the one that I told you that I made wait for like a year, we could go 6 months without talking, and that's someone who has a lot of fucking options in his life, and he'll still help me. He'll be like, "Are you okay?" And I'll
Yep.
be like, "Yeah, I'm fine,"
yeah,
and that's it.
it is what it is, man.
You know,
Think about it. It's as a man, right? You have that one woman that's saying, "Listen, these are my boundaries. If you're not all in, you're not in at all."
Mhm.
As a man, we respect that. Okay. Real quick, man. Shout out to the super chatters, real quick. We have another one, real quick too. Shout out to my boy.
I'm gonna keep opening. I just didn't want to make
Super
noise.
Sentai.
Okay. You can open it. It doesn't matter.
I don't know
Super
what's in
San Taco
there.
says, "Unfiltered crew, blessings and support. The #1 podcast. We appreciate you so much, brother. Thanks so much. Real quick.
Oh my god.
Okay, cool. You want to pull it out real quick so we can. So this is a gift from.
Aw.
And this is a gift from one of our viewers, and they sent it to you guys. We are gonna get a PO box so you guys can send us stuff. Okay. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support.
Thank you, Captain. He did say he was gonna send me this, guys. I don't
What
know
is
if
it?
It's a Betty cookbook.
It's
Okay.
a cookbook.
All right, cool.
Betty
Man.
Cook.
Listen,
Fuck.
look, they're helping her be more wifey for me. I appreciate
Listen,
that so
I
much.
do know
brother.
how to cook.
She
Okay.
does.
She
Yeah.
does.
But I appreciate this
Yeah,
so
shout out
much.
to
I
you.
have a question for you guys. How did you and Jules meet?
On the biggest dating social media platform,
Ever
Instagram.
known
Slid
to
in
man?
my
Tinder?
DMs.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know.
Instagram's
That's interesting. Okay.
Instagram's actually the #1 dating app.
Yeah, who needs
It's huge.
Tinder,
Tinder.
Bumble,
I
and
know. I
all
thought
that?
Tinder. I was
Yeah.
like,
And here's the thing too. I will say that the way I met Jules, it took away from because you know how I feel about her now, but I think meeting her like at a regular like Publix would have been so much more meaningful than
That's
hitting
cute.
her up on DM like, "Yo, you're very attractive. Let's hug. Let's meet up. Let's do." You know what I mean? Real quick, I want you and her to say one nice thing about each other.
I don't have a problem with it. I think she's beautiful.
Okay, so one
That's one.
nice thing. You think she's beautiful?
Yeah, she's very beautiful.
Okay, cool. One nice thing from you to her, please.
I think that you are a very spirited individual. Why are you trying to get me to calm down, Basil? I'm fine.
Because your
Basil's
actions
looking
are
at me
showing very
like
much. I mean, that's enough. I think we're good with that.
No, I think you're I think you are a very smart person. Yeah, that's you said negative, positive, right?
Yes, one positive.
Yes,
Yep.
I think you are a very smart person.
Eric, when
Have
you're
you ever
asking
had a
people
dream-
and women specifically to give criticism to each other,
Mhm.
I think we have no problem giving each other criticism. It's just not usually public shaming. So,
Really?
yeah.
Well, why does it matter, right? Like, let me tell you something. We have girls on over. As a matter of fact, yo, this is a really good chance to touch on that topic that we were talking last night, guys. I want to make a special announcement, or it's not so much special, but we do have a supporter or a viewer that we completely don't associate ourselves with anymore. There's some allegations out there that he was messaging every girl that came on a podcast, and allegedly there's a situation where one of the ladies went with him and something happened. He's claiming that he works for us and with us. That's not true. Again, you ladies have to be careful. You can't just go to anyone's house. You can't just go drinking with anybody. Hopefully that young lady takes care of herself, and she goes to the authorities and takes care of that. But I will say that I sat here and gave that girl advice, personal advice, and I said, listen, this person doesn't work with us. I don't know why they're saying they do. I don't know why he's saying I'm his boss, because I think he was using that to invite women over, and I've never met him. So she goes over, they drink, and allegedly something happens, and now authorities are involved. Women sat here and they encourage each other. Yeah, go ahead, because she's a single mother. And I got on her really hard. I'm like, listen, you're a single mother. You already have it hard in the dating market. Men barely want to raise their own kids. Most men, they're not going to want to raise someone else's kids. Why don't you just do the right thing? Take care of your kid. Make yourself a little bit more desirable for men. Going out to the club is not that, right? Taking pictures, drinking is not that. So the other women sat here and they're like, oh, don't listen to him. You can do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah.
Wrong.
Right. And so what happens is, you start to influence each other negatively, and then things happen out in the world, and it's just horrible advice, in my opinion. It doesn't matter if it's in public or, I don't know, I guess behind closed doors. I think you should just be honest, right? If you're an honest person, just be honest at all times. I like to say this: people that lie are scared.
Yeah.
You only lie when you're scared.
Exactly.
You only lie when you're afraid of something. What am I afraid of? I always tell the ladies that come on, I don't want to have sex with you guys. I'm going to tell you the truth. The guys out there, when you leave here, they want you for sex. They're going to lie to you.
They're going to tell you whatever sounds nice.
Absolutely. So with that's just the reason why I say hold each other accountable in public at all times. It doesn't matter, is because you could potentially save someone's life from going through the situation that she's going through right now, right? If the three women that were telling her to live her life, you only live once, would have said, hey, listen, I actually agree with Eric. Maybe you shouldn't just be going to the club and drinking with people.
Maybe it would have made an impact and she wouldn't have been where she was.
And I'm not saying that would have happened, but what if it did? If there's a higher chance that this woman says, well, damn, 4 people told me that tonight, maybe I shouldn't go out. Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell women, just be honest with each other at all times.
Well, I agree with what you were saying. I just don't think that public shaming is the forum to get that across, right? Like I could go to her after the show and say something to her.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I think shaming is a beautiful thing. People are saying shaming is bad, guilting people is bad. I even agree to a certain extent that bullying is good. Listen, if I wasn't bullied as a kid, I wouldn't be who I am today. Now, granted, we live in a society now where men are so weak that you can't bully them because they want to take their own life. But back in my day, I'm 34 years old. You bullied someone, they came to school the next day dressed differently, they acted differently, maybe they punched you in the mouth, they got tired of you bullying them. That was a good thing, right? And I'm not saying bullying to the point where you're like, hurting people physically, but verbally bullying people, I thought that was a good thing back in the day, right?
It is a good thing. It builds character. It makes you more resilient.
Listen, when I was in school, I never had to worry about school shooters. That in America today is actually pretty fucking common.
Yeah.
Why? Because you have kids in school bullying each other, because bullying will never end. like society's changing, but the kids aren't changing with it. The kids are still going to be honest. There's one thing about kids, they're honest. Middle school kids, they're brutally honest. They're not going to spare your feelings, right? So you go to school, you're getting brutal honesty, and you go home, you grab your gun, you want to shoot. Why? Because you're sensitive, you're emotional, right? I think shaming is good. I think if women walked around with their body count on their forehead, they would stop having sex, because it's shameful that you came here today with number 9 and you come next week with 17.
Oh, like an automatic counter.
Like, what were you doing this week?
That's right. And everyone's gonna be like, yo, you were at 9. It's shaming, and shaming is a good thing. Shaming is a good thing for men too. Shaming is a very good thing.
I think it keeps people honest.
Yeah, men are just a little more direct with it. Women, I think they do it in their own way that's a little softer.
I agree.
I
with
think they're
you,
not
but-
doing it enough. I agree with you with that 100%. Holding a woman accountable is difficult. I'm sure you have experience with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I get called a misogynist every single day.
Oh, I don't think you're a
Yeah.
misogynist.
I tell women you should wait to marriage. I tell women the same advice I would give my daughter. You know, you're valuable. You're the most valuable thing on this earth, and you know, don't give yourself to just any guy. Not every guy deserves you. Wait till marriage. Wait a year.
That's not misogynistic at all.
But in the internet, and I went viral before. I'm a misogynist. I hate women, and it's weird. Like
it's a polarized issue.
It's so fucking weird, man. Real quick, I want to get to the super chats. Shout out to the super chatters, real quick. My man Captain Caveman says, "Jules, I promise you a Betty Crocker cookbook, and I am a man of my word." Shout out to Captain Caveman, real quick, man. Much love to you guys. And also, one more thing, guys, we are gonna have a PO box, so you guys can send us anything you guys want on there, man, letters or anything like that. It's amazing, guys. We're a new podcast and we're growing super, super fast. We really appreciate you guys, man.
It smells like old people.
It smells like old people. You know what I'll say? I'm very surprised that when we started, majority of our audience were men, and now it's like
it's even.
Almost
there's
even.
a lot of girls in the chat every night. There's a lot of
That's very unexpected.
I think we have more female members than male members.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's
Probably
really
Captain,
crazy.
thank you so much. I will be using this tonight.
Yeah, shout out to Captain, man. We appreciate it. So the Walking the Wire has a super chat. He says 4K saucy on Saucecast. Is that what it is? Saucecast. Adam asked if you knew any men that would be good role models, and you couldn't name any. Have you come up with any names? Oh wait, so you've been on the
So I was on It's Sauce Talks Money.
Oh, on Saucecast?
Yeah, I was on
You've
that
been
one.
there?
Yeah, I was on that one.
Yo, see, here's the thing what people don't understand. These podcasts are 30 minutes within each other, right? And it's crazy. Like I didn't know you were on there, but I'm not watching their stuff. I'm too busy to watch their stuff. So we're literally, I think they're in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
That's not that far from here. So so have you changed your mind about that?
I don't see, it's hard because like I want to have someone to say, but I don't think I have the best experience with men to be able to say that. To like, so every guy I've dated personally, I have been the one who's like financially more stable and different things like that. So I don't have the same experience of like a man caring for you and different things like that. So like when you guys talk about it, I'm like, ideally, yes, like that sounds great and everything. If I personally knew someone in my life, I think that I saw that was like that and carried all these characteristics, I would agree, but I don't see anyone like that.
Do you think that's because they don't exist or because you're picking the wrong ones?
I think I could definitely was picking the wrong ones. 100%. Like 100% was picking the wrong ones.
Accountability.
I love that you asked that because that's where I was going.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
I when women come on here and they're like, listen, I've never been in a healthy relationship. I've never had a guy that can provide for me. I've never had a guy that protects. I'm like, that's your fault.
Yeah,
right.
Probably is.
And women don't understand. It's weird. You guys are very spiritual, but you don't understand. You are what you attract.
Yeah.
Right. Like you are that. And a lot of times, you guys are looking for. It's weird. Like if you don't have father figures, you're looking for like a father figure type, or even and also if you do have a father figure, you tend to go for guys that act and look like your father,
dad, yeah.
right? So it goes to show how important a father is, especially which is why I always say what I say about my daughter. I love my son. I adore my son. My daughter is my heart, though. I say that all the time, right? Yeah, I would say you just need to pick better men.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 100%. And here in Miami, because you're from Oregon.
Yeah.
Here in Miami, you're
gonna have a hard time.
I know.
You're picking from a small pool.
Your choices just got worse, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to
Very
Miami.
limited.
Yeah. Any other super chats, real quick? No super chats.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Chat, man. Make sure you guys like the video. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. I know it's Sunday. Football is full effect. So thank you guys. Real quick. Okay, there goes Jules. Real quick.
I said it smelled like old people. Somebody in the comments said Captain lives in a retirement home. It was confirmed.
Okay. Shout out to the super chatters, man. Shout out to the chat. We appreciate it. I want to get your honest thoughts on the show and maybe something you learned today.
I had a great time. I loved speaking with you guys, debating the conversation. It was great. So friendly, so respectful. I appreciate it.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming. Did you learn anything today?
I learned a lot.
A lot?
Yeah. The hoflation.
Oh,
The
hoflation.
Hoflation.
Yeah.
101. Okay.
That was a good definition for inflation, bro.
Yeah, it really was. Okay. What about you? Thoughts on the show?
I thought it was gonna be worse, but I guess it's just the clips I see sometimes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. And did you learn anything today?
I did. I learned
did?
a lot.
Yo, you know what I realized just now?
Well,
That girls come on here with already like a mind
anticipating everything.
correct, and
Yeah.
and they look at me sometimes. They're probably thinking the worst, and I'm just like, hey, how are you?
Yo, I think that's why sometimes they're argumentative off jump.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's already gonna be disrespectful, so fuck it, I'm gonna come at him first.
Yeah.
Like,
And I you know, I'm always like respectful. I'm like, hey, how are you? And they're in their heads are like, dumbass. Okay, cool. What about you? Thoughts on the show? Go ahead.
I previewed your show yesterday. I loved it. I was in the chat, and more or less the same. I think it was a great cast of colorful personalities. I wish I would have heard more from Maya, and just thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for coming. Did you learn anything today?
I did.
You did?
You're not a misogynist, but I didn't think you were.
Okay. Thank you for that. Real quick, what was yesterday's show? I forgot.
Christy and me.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
girl with the
God.
OnlyFans.
yo, Christy was
Veda.
going crazy.
Christy.
And she was on the chat going crazy too.
Yeah.
And then when Jules was like, I don't fight, I was like, girl,
Yeah.
I got you.
Christy is
Ain't nobody touching Jules.
Back, right?
Okay.
She'll be back.
So to be fair, Christy is she's a great person. It's just God, man. But
yeah.
I always,
She's a good entertainer.
to be fair, the people that I disagree with the most on the show are the people that I tend to get along with the most.
Mhm.
If we agree on everything, like what's to
That's boring.
You know what I mean? So
They missed the wedding too after the show. Viewers, they missed the wedding.
Oh yeah, guys, she got married to Curtis.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's
Oh, wow.
married now.
She's,
Is that-
she's
is that
She's
a
off the
thing?
streets.
okay. Does she know Curtis is only making $1 million a year?
yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think she'd
think
be
we
okay with
I
that.
discussed
think
that.
she's gonna be. I think she's gonna be Curtis Sugar. What's
Okay,
it called?
that's
Sugar
fair.
Mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to you, Curtis. What about you? Thoughts on the show?
Always a pleasure. No, I love coming on here, and I mean, I was here yesterday, but different group of people. Love hearing the opinions, and I know we like try to stay away from religious talk, but I like to hear your guys' opinion on the religion and how you correlate that to just being a woman and your beliefs and how you should hold yourself and stuff, because it's always a good reminder to hear from things like that. And so I really appreciated it. And yeah, thanks guys.
Did you learn anything today?
Yeah, the hoflation.
Okay.
Crazy.
Everything they're learning is negative.
Right.
Dude, I learned that the government takes $1
That's crazy.
out of freaking child support.
Okay.
What the hell?
That was a
Yeah,
good
that
point.
was-
That was
that's
a
crazy.
good
That's why they
stat.
taxed the millionaire.
Yes.
Real quick, ladies, I will say one thing about this panel. Whether you're religious or not, the one thing I learned today is that if you live your life based off the Bible or any religious teachings, you actually become a better person,
Morals.
right?
Agreed.
You're just a better person. Okay, maybe look, I'm not religious. What if God isn't real? What if, right? What if
Still better
you know?
off.
But you just become a better person, and if that is a part of that, I actually think that's pretty.
Because the scripture guides you.
It's pretty good, man. You know what I mean? It's pretty good. Okay, cool. What about you? Thoughts on the show?
Oh, so actually, there's this quote by Friedrich Nietzsche. He's a philosopher, but he's like a professional pessimist. I'm pretty sure it's by him, or it's by Camus. I'm not really sure. But the quote is, I'd rather live like there is a God and find out that there isn't than live like there isn't a God and find out that there is.
Wow.
Wow, I like
Mhm.
that. That's deep. Okay.
Mhm.
And I want to thank you specifically for coming today. You surprised me a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Hopefully you come back in the future. Your honest thoughts on the show.
Well, I was very flattered because I got a DM from you guys, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll come. I was so flattered. The show was honestly really great. I didn't feel any hostility from anybody. It was really nice. I think if people could have more discussions like this without getting triggered or offended, then the world would be a better place.
Yeah, no, we
We
appreciate
love
you.
you.
Yeah. Did you learn anything? I know you were teaching all night, but did you learn anything?
I did learn what hoflation
Ah,
was.
there you go. All right, cool. Thank you, Dina, for teaching us.
Well,
go
somebody in the chat said that you weren't completely correct, but we'll get to that later.
Who wasn't her?
No.
No,
Oh,
on
gotcha.
the
Trey.
hoflation.
Okay.
Yeah, Trey,
Gotcha.
did you saw that? You saw that? Yeah.
Trey
okay.
was trying to say that that's not the correct definition.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is though.
All right, cool. So thoughts on the show. Go ahead.
I always have a great time when I come on Unfiltered.
Yeah.
You guys already know. I'm here. I'm here, guys.
Yeah.
Unfiltered.
Did you learn anything today?
Did I learn anything? I learned how far my boundaries can stretch. That's what I learned today. I'm actually very proud of myself, to be honest with you.
I think
Damn,
you could have done better.
Because there's always room for improvement, right? But Unfiltered, right?
Yeah.
If this was Dina at 28,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been a different show.
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
How
I
so,
think
Dina?
I've learned.
Okay, let's stay
It's
at Dina.
I
unfiltered.
think I've
It's
learned.
Yeah,
I think
how
I've
so?
learned
How
how
so,
much
Dina?
I've grown.
How so, Dina?
I think I've learned how much I've grown as an adult. I think I've learned how to be able to communicate effectively without having to be aggressive about it or having to take things to a certain level. Now there is still room for improvement, right? Absolutely. So I'm not proud of myself in that sense, but I'm just proud that I'm not 28-year-old Dina anymore. for
Gotcha.
sure.
Could you see how she could maybe find that a little offensive?
Very much so.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about myself.
But you applied it to this podcast specifically, just to offer my rebuttal. You spoke outside of my name multiple times, and I never once used derogatory terms, which means swear words for you. So the fact that you would sit there and like sit from a place of righteousness is kind of hypocritical and laughable.
Not at all. I'm not sitting in a place of righteousness.
I think you have a lot of
acknowledging
room
my
for
own
growth, and I'm glad
growth.
that you're accountable enough to see it. Nice to meet you, Dina.
I
It was
wish
a
other
pleasure.
people on this table were as accountable. I
Very
do.
accountable. But I don't think that you kind of see as like how much growth there needs to be at 38.
Agreed.
Yeah, and
I'm glad.
I will say before we end this is I think there's a possibility for a really great friendship here
I don't.
because some of the
Agreed.
closest friends I've ever had we actually like didn't like each other
How about that?
when I met them, like especially like
I don't dislike anybody at this table.
I'm indifferent.
I don't appreciate being disrespected.
Says the one that called me out of my name multiple
Um,
times.
That was after you called me poor, uneducated.
Poor does not mean bitch. I mean, if the shoe fits, mama, wear
You said
it.
I was uneducated.
I
that
mean, clearly
was,
it shows you are.
Okay. I thought these were my thoughts on the show. That's what
So,
I
okay,
thought.
to offer a
That's
quote,
what we were
Eleanor
doing.
Roosevelt says,
I don't
We
know.
doing
no
quotes
one,
now?
or I'm going to quickly just say, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent, mama. So if you
Absolutely.
feel that way, it must have hit a nerve.
Actually, I don't feel any
It's
type
giving
of way.
triggered. It definitely is giving
You're
triggered.
right. It is.
Okay.
You're
All right.
absolutely right.
So
I will give you
before
that.
you
How
engage
about
in
that?
passive aggressive commentary,
I'm not being.
you're on an unfiltered
passive-aggressive.
podcast, and if you have something to say, say it.
I'm not being passive.
I don't know if this is
aggressive.
like a
I've-
Miami thing, but in Palm Beach, we talk our shit.
So I think I've said everything that I've wanted to say.
Oh, okay, great.
I actually pride myself in being a person who is very unfiltered. If I had something to say, I would have said it.
No, you're walking a thin line of being passive aggressive
I think
without
you're just
saying what you have to
provoking
say.
her.
I think you're not in the
provoking her.
conversation.
That's fine. I think I'm at the table, so I am.
That's
Period.
great. You're
Not to
in the
mention,
conversation.
Dina earlier had said how much damage you were showing, and that's what triggered you.
Dina knows nothing about me.
And you don't know anything
literally
about
put-
Dina
you-
either.
You put it on display.
Here goes the group thing.
You put it on display.
But
All
you
of
can't
it
ask
didn't
her-
see.
you can't
Listen,
like
with all due respect, thank you for having me on your podcast. You identified exactly what I didn't say, and I was going to leave it, table it.
Yeah.
But you called it out because you saw it.
Mhm.
I didn't bring this up. You did.
Yeah.
Which plays into the fact that you noticed it.
Yeah.
That requires a different type of thinking, a different kind of emotional intelligence that you clearly lack. So a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
And has nothing to do with financial, everything to do with therapy, and perhaps a little bit more with like the books.
So is there
And
a
as a
mirror
librarian,
in here somewhere that I could put in
There's
front
no
of me
projection
right now?
here, sweetheart.
Because I would
None.
love to have a mirror.
What you're
like,
experiencing
right
is cognitive
here,
dissonance. Look
right
it up.
now.
Okay.
So again, my thoughts on
Yeah.
the show. Again, I love coming here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you
I
do.
definitely learn something every time that I come.
Yeah.
A lot of it today has to do with what not to do,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, that's
I think
where I'm
also
at.
for me personally, like if I were in your shoes, ladies, I would not want to leave this studio without saying, "Hey, listen, man, either this ends here or let's do something about it." Because again, this is how men work, right?
Yeah.
With men, every single interaction with each other is a possibility for conflict. That's just how it is. And you know, we're a little bit more
This year would have been
Direct.
vetted. This year would have been
we're a little
vetted.
bit more intentional about, you know, what we do and how we do it. So I guess I was trying to give you guys an opportunity to maybe,
I've been very direct. I
very-
think she's just dancing around what she wants to say.
yeah.
It's
I
an
thought-
open
No,
table.
I'm
Dina, if
not.
you got something to say, say it.
Absolutely not. Trust me.
Okay.
If I had something to say, I would have said it.
All right.
Believe me.
Well, peace be with you.
All right. So Lord
And also
Peachy-
with you.
And with your
Rebuke
spirit.
and
How the fuck?
It's a
Okay,
Catholic
all
thing.
right.
It is a Catholic.
all right.
I'm telling
Lord,
go to church.
Lord Peachy says the
Not me
reason
bringing out the
why
rosary bead.
Lord Peachy says the reason why you targeted Dina is because she is superior to you in the dating pool.
Mm.
Leave her alone. Okay, cool. Peachy,
I
shout out
wouldn't
to you,
say
man.
that.
I will say this, ladies. This, you know, I'm very surprised, Basil, when the panels that we're having now. I'm actually
They're more intelligent. They're good speakers.
It's like we just started getting better women.
I'm actually like learning some shit.
Look,
Instead
I'm
of like
sorry.
losing brain cells, I'm
I'm-
grabbing some.
I don't mean. I'm not.
Jules's faces.
I'm not trying to put the other women
Me.
down, but it was like, bro, it was
We were
just-
getting
It's a
ratchet
different
girls.
caliber
yes.
of women.
No, the ladies that are coming now are more intelligent, right? They don't. You guys,
You know
I'm,
what it
I'm
is?
really happy about this panel.
We haven't been getting girls under like 20 now. 20.
Yeah, oh,
It's
the
been
older ones.
yeah.
Okay.
The dinosaur
No,
effect.
that's not fair because we got some young ones here too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm-
I mean, she's
super
25.
young.
I'm not even 25 yet,
Yeah,
guys.
me
It's
too.
Wednesday.
You don't look
20.
25.
I know we talked about
Yeah,
this.
see,
Like
but-
18.
See, Kay's
Yeah,
young.
so
She's very
I
bright.
said
By
Yeah.
the way,
20.
she's 20, bro. She's
Great mindset.
think about it for a
Amazing.
second,
Future
right?
president.
The guy
Not
that
for him.
the guy
Why are you guys laughing? What is it to know?
the
She's
guy-
wiped up. I mean, she's
Okay.
got a man.
Okay,
so,
no, what,
you
what
know,
I,
like,
well, I got
lay
a
off.
woman too.
No,
no.
Just saying.
No, what I'm
For your
saying.
viewers.
Oh yeah,
back
no.
off.
What I'm saying is the guy that ends up, because this is what I see as value, right? This is what I see as value. The guy that ends up with you, super lucky,
Yeah.
super lucky.
An asset.
Real quick, man, I want to thank the chat. Make sure you guys like the video, man. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I want to thank you guys for rocking with us. I know there's a whole bunch of football games going on right now. Ladies, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for the nighttime
Thank
show,
you,
guys.
Captain.
Oh,